What's up, guys? It's Jayzinho. Welcome back to another episode of the Footy Culture Podcast. And today we got a really special guest, pro footballer, Ontario soccer legend. We got Kwame Awuah in the cut.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. I've been following you guys for a long time, and I'm here to talk some shit. Fuck. Let's get this going, man.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Okay,
that's sick.
Let's get into it. Maybe let's take it back to the beginning. Kind of how you got started in footy, maybe where you were playing, and why you were drawn to footy in the first place.
I started playing footy probably when I was 3-4 years old. Played in the Driftwood Hispanic Soccer League in Driftwood. Obviously, not the best area. I grew up there.
What team was it?
Uruguay, 95. But my first team was actually Colo Colo.
I was Deportivo Cuenca.
Ah, so you played with... What age group, bro?
95.
95? So you played with Simon Diego and those guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Matthew Caguan. See, I know those guys.
That's where I met Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob, see? Yeah, but yeah, I grew up playing in the Spanish League. Played it there until I was like 13, 14, but obviously played provincial, started with district, provincial, and regional and all that stuff with the Ontario Soccer Association. Then I ended up, when I really started to take soccer seriously, it was at a point where I think it was, we were about to go to Spain with the provincial team. And then I think it was 2010. This is when Spain was like in their prime, cooking dudes, cooking everyone. Tiki-taka just came out. Everybody had no idea how to defend it. And then just being there, playing against Villarreal, Real Español, and Catalonia U17 team, I was just like, damn. This is the level, because we won a couple games too. So I'm like, okay, this is the level I want to be at. I'm like, I had to like really lock in, focus. Blessings to my parents, we moved out the hood, so that was another plus. So got me out of trouble. Obviously, my closer friends that I played with on Uruguay and Colo Colo stayed my close friends, and we moved from there. And just from then on, we just challenged each other to always be better at training. Missed a lot of things in high school. To go to practice, to go to games, but it's all dedication. And now here I am.
All worth it.
And was it that at that point, like, what was your mindset? Did you always think that, like, you wanted to make a pro, maybe to Europe, maybe to MLS? Like, what were your first kind of goals, like, when you were starting playing?
I mean, I used to tell my mom, like, I since I was probably like 6, 7, when I knew that I was good, not to toot my own horn, but like I knew it was good enough. I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a pro soccer player. But you know how traditional parents are, like, yo, school, this and that. Like, you have to have a plan B. You can't be a soccer player. Like, I was like, yo, plan B is always to make plan A work. Like, since my parents were always like, nah, you have to second, like, whatever. But at that time coming up, we didn't have, the MLS was there, but it wasn't. Toronto C came in 2007.
Yeah,
and they were at the bottom of the table every year until they got Giovinco. So like, I mean, almost at the bottom, but you know what I mean? Like, you didn't, the salaries and everything, so you weren't really focused on the MLS. Because TFC Academy came later. Like, provincial was the big thing. We were at provincial, and then when TFC Academy started coming up, it was at our last cycle. So like Petrasso, all those other guys ended up going to TFC Academy, and I chose to go to Sigma Academy, and I don't regret it ever since.
What made you choose Sigma?
First of all, my friends that were on it. You used to do things just because your friends are doing it. Yeah. I'm not even going to lie. I was like, you know what? Like, this is a lot more convenient. And I knew people that were already on the team playing. I lived across the street from Richie. So, like, obviously, I'd known him since I played soccer since I was, like, 7 years old with him in Uruguay. I was like, okay, like, we're going to play on the same team. We already went to the same high school. So it was just a lot more comfortable. And their style of football was very attractive. And the training sessions were always competitive. Not to say anything as Toronto FC Academy. I was there for a month and a half. But you could tell it was already more business rather than just developing talent, right? So I felt personally like the Toronto FC Academy, if they seen like 2-3 guys that they think can make it to the first team, they kind of just keyed in on those 2-3 guys.
Yeah.
And the rest of us were kind of just playing. So I didn't really feel comfortable with that, so I ended up going to Sigma. And since then, like, I got to play with guys that are superstars right now for the national team. So bettered my game. It got me a full scholarship to University of Connecticut, where I did well. That got me drafted to New York City FC and so on and so forth. So, I mean, from then, Sigma was the easy choice.
And that Sigma 95 team was no joke, bro. You, Richie, Cyle Larin. I seen that IG page, Pitchside Solutions. They would post like legendary rep teams.
Yeah.
And your squad was there. Do you think your squad is the GOAT Ontario rep squad?
If you're saying when we were like 15, 16, I think so. Like if you were put us against any other academy team or like rep team, our age group, I think our team, like toe to toe, our team was the best one. Like our whole starting lineup, everyone went to a Division I college.
That's crazy.
Like everyone, from goalkeeper to front line. Like that's how good we were. Like we were playing the OSL men's league at like 10th grade, 11th grade. And it's not because it wasn't like, we still played our age, so we would have like 2 games a week. So we still played our age, and then we played the men's league, and it was like, these guys are like, nah, these kids are good. They took us seriously. So I think, and you can tell, and another thing though, a lot of people don't know, because usually when you go through academies, you switch coaches. You go to the next like after a couple of years, Bobby got us from 12 years old, and he's like, yo, I'm never leaving this squad until we all went to university.
That's proper.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I know this squad's going to be golden generation. And look what happened. Me, Kyle, Richie, Chris Nanko, all went pro. Justin Stoddard went pro. Then everyone else would at least finish Division I, got full scholarships. So
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. That's the GOAT Ontario rep team, bro. No one can debate. But at that point, like, are you maybe starting to believe that a pro route is possible? Because you're playing in such a high level environment. You're playing with a lot of talent. You're playing with an amazing coach. Is that where it's starting to key in for you that this is possible?
I think the one time what changed my perspective was when usually Sigma does these summer ID camps and they invite like European coaches. And then when you get the perspective from the European coach, because you hear your coaches saying like, yo, you can play at the next level, you can play at the next level. But when they come to you and tell you like from Genk and from Wolfsburg or from, you know what I mean? Those teams, Cologne, you're like, okay, wait. And you have someone like Kyle Becker who was on the other squad who paved the way for us, who goes on trial to Crystal Palace for 2 weeks from just training. Like once you see that, you're like, okay, we're younger, so we have more time, but when these guys are telling you, okay, you can play at the next level, and then you get a little trials here and there, you're like, okay. You get a little taste, and then it just motivates you more. So from then, I was just like, yeah, definitely. Maybe the MLS route wasn't right away, but I think what else motivated me was when Becker got drafted to Toronto FC. We watched that live in our soccer program class in Dante, and it was like, damn. Him and Emery Welshman both got drafted to Toronto FC, and we're like, okay. Everybody's like, oh, you guys are up next. So I was like, I mean, I hope so.
At the same time, though, is that pressure? Like, you're being approached by, like, you have scouts watching from Genk, like, all these other European clubs. Like, as a 15, 16-year-old, like, is there a lot of pressure that you're feeling at that moment?
Nah. You're excited most of the time. Because you're playing with guys that you've played with for years. Like, there's nothing to really feel pressure. The only thing that you feel pressure about is, like, hey, you think about don't stink up the joint. But if you know, Bobby had us well prepared. So if you know what you were supposed to do on the field, at the minimum you'll give is like a 7 out of 10 performance. But then you add a little flair. If the person's talented, it's what we always did well. Especially when those times came, we knew we were lacing up. We took it serious. Serious. It was serious. It was business.
Was it ever like a competition with you and your teammates?
100%. Because we knew that like almost every year, someone from the academy went on trial to one of those teams. And then I remember the year, so it was 2015. We were in college. We had the camp again, and we had the Genk coaches. Peter Reynolds, who ended up being my assistant coach at Forge, he was there with a couple of Genk coaches and so on and so forth. Some of the 97s, 2 of the 97s went on trial to Genk for like 3 months. I think Kyle went on trial to Club Bruges or something like that. And then me and Richie went to, not the same, but we went to Kansas City for 2 weeks. But like, I never expected anything from it. I just knew that we were balling. that's all. I'm like, all right, yo, we're playing well. Hopefully something, if nothing happens, at least we're taking this form, because this one, League Ontario first started, it was popping, you know what I mean? It was competitive. At least we're taking that same form to go back into our college season. That next season, Richie gets a GA. And I have my best season at Connecticut, just from us going to Kansas City and seeing like, yo, we can actually play at this level. So it's not really pressure. You go there, you have nothing to lose.
You're learning. And then you're learning.
really have
You're
nothing.
learning, though.
Yeah, you're learning.
From each other, too.
100%. And you're just pushing each other. There's like really friendly competition. You want to see guys do well.
Yeah, and like you said, you grew up playing with Richie, boys like for life. What are the conversations like? Do you guys like, are you guys talking about like, wow, maybe we could like, maybe one day we'll play for the national team, and like, fast forward to now, both you guys are professional. You're seeing Richie at the World Cup, like looking back and then looking to the present. How does that feel?
Yo, it's nothing that I never thought we couldn't do. Because obviously Canada didn't have a good reputation. I'm like, we're talented. It wasn't the talent part. It was like, we knew we were good enough. It was just about if the foundation was going to be sorted out.
Yeah,
like, are they going to scout guys properly? Or are people going to slip through the cracks like they've always have been? And shout out to John Herdman and them. They got it right. They're able to find talent in places that people never thought. Like, look at how many guys came from the college system that are playing on the national team and are stars in the national team, other than Alfonso and Jonathan David, right? So, I mean, you have the old guard and then you have the new guys coming in, and it's going to be exciting for Canada. But I always tell Rich, I'm like, our focus was never the national team. We just wanted to make it. We just wanted to, if we made it pro, done. We're like, yo, this is what we were aiming for. At this point, let's just, whatever happens, happens. And we've both got being able to represent the national team. Mine was in 2017, 2018. And then he was lucky enough to be part of this crazy Canada squad that qualified for the World Cup and did bits in the World Cup.
They did do bits, right? It was crazy. But okay, so you're at Sigma. Are you thinking like I might have to take the college route? Like obviously you went to UCONN. What was that whole like recruiting process like? How did that come about? And why UCONN?
It's crazy because at first I was like, I had probably like 2 schools. And I was questioning myself. I'm like, am I not doing well enough? Am I like, and me and Rich were in the same boat. I had good grades in school. Like we did our SATs, which you don't have to do anymore. So if you guys want to go to school, it's easier. It's easier now than it was before for guys. Bro, you can ask Richie. You was stressed.
They got rid of it?
Huh?
They got rid of SATs?
Yeah, they got rid of it. Yeah, you don't need it no more. You just need good grades, bro. That's it.
Wow.
They don't
That makes it a lot easier.
It makes a lot. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But well, yeah. So the college like scouting report, like it was difficult. We had to go to American tournaments just to get like eyes on us.
Yeah.
So like the coach from UConn that recruited me, he told me after obviously I got a scholarship, he was like, I didn't know who you were because how the system is in America, if you're born after August, they technically count you a grade lower. So he thought because I'm a 95, but my birthday's in December, that I was in 11th grade. So he never thought, he's like, or else I would have recruited you a long time ago. So I was like one of the last scholarships because they go by school year.
That's insane.
Yeah. So if your birthday's in the next school year, then you're in the next grade. So I was like, wait, nah. In Canada, we just do, if you're January 1st, 95 to December 31st, 95, you're all in the same class. And
That's insane.
yeah, it's mad weird. And then it was dope because at first I only had 2 schools and like they weren't the best 2 schools. We used to go on like the power rankings all the time before like seeing the college tournament. I'm like, hey, if we're gonna go to college route, this is what we're gonna do. And me and Rich, we had like Temple University in Philly and University of Vermont. I almost had a verbal agreement to Vermont, but then I changed my mind. I was like, my dad was like, yo, are you gonna? He's like, you can say, because he met my dad, the coach and everything. He's like, you can commit to Vermont right now and get it all done and dusted, or you can bet on yourself in the Sigma Showcase to see if you get something better. And I was like, damn. I was like, because I went on a visit and everything. I liked Vermont. Like they showed me a good time. Everything like sponsored by Adidas. At that time, I'm a big Messi fan.
Yeah.
Addy Zeros. I say I could get all the Addy Zeros in the world.
orange
yeah,
50s.
I was like, yeah, I'm dead. What? I was because you didn't know any better. You just knew a school. What is sponsored by? Temple sponsored by Under Armour. Yeah, I'm not trying to go there. You know what I mean? You weren't really thinking about anything else. You think about the soccer and like what are they sponsored by? And then I said, nah, I'm not gonna commit. And then he said, all right, like we're gonna see at the showcase, like if you change your mind. So I just we played against Vaughan. Vaughan was us and Vaughan were like head to head best academies in Ontario, probably Canada, because we played these guys probably like 52 weeks in a year. We probably played them 40 weeks in 1 year. I swear, every weekend we played them. Vaughan, you could tell we knew each other like the back of our hand. So then, yeah, we played against Vaughan in the Sigma Showcase, and I scored the best goal I've ever scored in my life.
What was the goal?
It was crazy. I was playing left wing. Christian gets the. I remember this vividly because it was insane. Christian gets the ball, plays it to Rich. Rich, obviously, he drives, and I'm going down the left wing. So he's playing left attacking mid, and then he plays it to me out wide. I go 1v1 with Brandon John. The ball is going probably about the end line. I'm about to cross it, but then like I hit the ball at the outside of my foot, chip, back post, in.
Jeez.
I was like, nah. I was like, yo, do I cross it? And then I'm like, you know what? Let me just try this. Outside the foot, just like with my left foot, back post over. That goalkeeper I played with him at Provincial. So I knew him, Matthew Silva. And I was like, scored outside the foot. And after that, UCONN coach came up to me literally right after the game. My the technical director, Bobby, he came to me. He's like, oh, someone wants to speak to you. I said, who? Because that time Kyle already committed to UCONN. Yeah, so then he was like, yo, UCONN wants to offer you a full scholarship. I'm like, yo, we don't even have a conversation at this point. I'm like, I'm out of here.
Like, that goal changed your life, bro.
Yeah, that goal changed my life. They're like, he was like, I didn't know. And that's when he told me. I was like, yeah. He's like, okay. Yeah, we're offering you a full ride. And I said, yeah, done. Nice. They were ranked number 2 in the country. So I knew that already. So I was like, yeah, nah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, UCONN, huge school too, obviously. Not even just for footy. Like, when you were there, they won men's and women's?
Men's and my freshman year, basketball, men's and women's championship basketball.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the women won all 4 years in a row, so it kind of got stale, but it's still hard. They have I don't know if you guys know Brianna Stewart. Yeah, she's like one of the best women's basketball players I've ever seen in my life. I call her like the LeBron James. I swear.
So what was like the environment like on campus? Like, it's got to be lit, no?
100%. I mean, I went to school, obviously, I was 17, turning 18 that year. It's a quick transition because you finish school here in June. Exams are in June. Yeah. And then I'm leaving for preseason first week of August. So I have a month and a half of summer, and then you have no idea. You're just going in. So on campus, it was, you get used to the campus because before everyone gets there, you're in preseason. But then soccer was the probably second biggest sport. Like football probably got more fans only because it's football. But like in terms of like quality, like of entertainment, people only went to football games for like one quarter and then left.
Really?
Yeah, tailgating.
Yeah.
Come on, Americans and tailgating? Come on.
Easily.
Yeah, but it was a vibe. I mean, I can't complain. Like as soon as I got there, I got to start my first game, assist to Kyle. Me and Kyle I got an assist. He got a goal, first game ever in UCONN. Yeah, so it was like, it started off the rip, but the vibe was good. We had the second most fans attendance in the country. We did well. We went to the NCAA quarterfinals, I believe. We lost to Virginia, who ended up going to the final. Yeah, 2-1. But that was my freshman year. But after that, like, accolades, personal accolades, team accolades, but it was a good time. And then I became captain. So just being able to see it from the other side as a little shithead coming in. Yeah. I was a shit disturber. I won't even lie. It was just the cockiness of when you come from like Driftwood, like obviously you have a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So like you always have to prove something. So I went into UCONN like I'm gonna have to prove myself again. And then when it started off the way it started off, I was like, yeah, y'all can't tell me nothing.
So you were cooking from the jump.
Yeah, I mean, I still was able to listen to the older guys and build friendships and stuff like that. Till this day, I still talk to those guys. But like how I came in, a lot of the guys are like, yo, this guy's a dick. But you can't get mad at someone who's producing. So you're like, yo, I wasn't a dick. I was like overconfident. But they're like, damn, he's backing it up. So it's like, damn.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
He's like, damn, I got to let this go. But I'm 17. There's guys on my team that are 24. So it's like, hey, this guy's annoying, but he's doing well. So I said, I have to let it go. Yeah.
So what were like did you have like any challenges like as you entered like NCAA, like compared to the environment you had at Sigma? Like, were they stronger, faster? Like, what was kind of the main difference?
God bless my parents for having good genetics. I've been able to be strong and fast. But nah, I won't even lie. Obviously, the pace of the game changes because a lot of teams. If you go to a team like UConn, school like UConn, Akron, Syracuse, shout out to them who just won the championship. Other teams come to your field and they just sit back or they just start launching the ball. So that's something I had to deal with. But obviously, Bobby set us up perfectly when he let us play men's league. So you deal with that physicality from a younger age, and you're like, okay, at least I can deal with the physicality, and then you just beat them with football. So
yeah, and so you're killing it at UConn, obviously.
We had some bad years. Don't let me lie to you. Say, like we didn't make the NCAA tournament twice. It was crazy. We won our conference one year and we still didn't make it. And then my third year, that was the one I told you, like I had my best season. We lost in the Sweet 16 to Indiana. And then my senior year, we started off like 12-0. And then we went on like a 5-game losing streak. Sure. And then like in college soccer, because the games are so quick and fast, like if you start off too hot, you might just gas out. Yeah. So the best teams that usually win is like when they peak like mid-season that do well. And we just peaked way too quick. Like we were just cooking people. And then after that we lost in the conference finals, but we didn't make the tournament. So I went out kind of dull, but I went out with my own personal accolades. So I was like, damn, I'm sorry guys, but I tried my best. You know what I mean? So
so you're finishing off your senior year. MLS Draft up next. Maybe tell us like how that process went. Like how did that go about? Meeting with New York, meeting with Patrick Vieira. You have any stories about that?
The draft was actually amazing because that was a 25th anniversary of the draft, or 20th. It was 20th, and then it was in LA for the first and last time. They were like, we're doing it in LA. It was amazing. We got busted. We played at StubHub. Well, now I don't know what's called now, LA Galaxy's field. Yeah. We played there, and then that's when I realized if I'm playing MLS, these fields are massive. Like we're playing like college soccer, and you're like, hey, this is but we played the combine. I was like, hit a switch. I'm like, it's barely reaching them.
Okay, is it actually bigger?
I was like, it's barely no, but you don't really, because in college soccer you don't really have time to really train on certain things. Yeah. You kind of just so let's say you play Tuesday and you play Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday recovery, Thursday train, Friday game. Okay. So you're not really the guys that are playing all the time. You're really not doing anything. So like you're not working on a technical aspect. So like you kind of lose it if you don't like keep training, like hitting the driven ball. Like you're gonna lose it. And I wasn't really a guy that used to spray, but because I was more of a dribbler and attacking, whatever. But I hit one time in StubHub. I was like, whoa. So I'm like, you look at it, you're like, please reach, don't get picked off, don't get, all right, reaches out. It just gets there. You're like, oh damn,
because you're playing in stadiums.
Yeah, you're playing in stadiums, right? And like, it's only 22 of you guys on the field, and then coaches in the stands, right? Yeah. But it was good, bro. They set it up perfectly. The food, the meetings. I had a meeting with Orlando, Montreal, Dallas, Colorado. And then New York was the last one.
You could have been picked by a lot of teams then.
Yeah. Damn. So
you're projected high at this point, you think?
The bad thing about it is that because I'm on social media often, like you see people talking, and I want to clap back sometimes, but I'm like, damn, you can't. I'm gonna be real. I see a lot of stuff on social media. Like even when I was in the CPL, I had a bigger voice just because I was on Forge and we were winning. And I was playing. I'm like, you can't tell me anything. Like I would talk smack to CPL. I'll talk smack to the guys that are journalism. Because sometimes people just say things and they don't really know the whole story. So it's like, I'm not gonna let someone control my narrative.
And a lot of times they know. Like,
they know what they're saying is messed up. Yeah. And they're just for clicks. But it's all right. I understand. Everybody's doing their job, right? But I'm trying to control my own narrative. But going there, I was like, people were saying, oh, he'd be lucky if he's a second round, third round. I'm like, you guys don't know my resume? Like, what's going on? I was like, my team didn't make it to the NCAA tournament, but we're not going to act like the year before I didn't have like the second most assists in the country. And I did. So I was like, y'all just forgot all of a sudden I became trash? Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, my school maybe didn't do well. We finished, 12, 5, and 2. I'm like, we didn't, maybe, it's not even that bad. But, like, compared to UCONN standards, they're like, he's like, oh, yeah, like, he doesn't know what position he's going to play, this and that. So I get to a combine, and they put you in 4 teams. You never played with any of these guys. There's 22 mans or around there.
And it's all seniors.
It's all seniors and Generation Adidas. So my team, first game, we get cooked 4-0. Bro, we get cooked. But that team had, like, my boy Jonathan Lewis, so I got drafted with to New York City. Miles Robinson, who was on Atlanta. Like, they had, like, a lot of GA guys. Abu Dunladi, who was at UCLA, but then went to Minnesota. He went first in the draft.
Number 1 pick?
Yeah, he went number 1. Yeah. So, and Jonathan went number 3, and Miles went number 2. I'm like, how you have all of them on the same team? So we got cooked 4-0, and I come in, bro. Before the second game, I get these guys around. I'm like, yo, I know half of them because I played against them. Yeah. Brian Wright was on my team. Shout out to him. He's just signed for York United. 2 years.
I've seen that.
Brian Wright. He was on my team. He was at Vermont, and a couple guys I played against, I used USF at South Florida for all 4 years. So eventually you kind of like know each other. You play against each other so often. I'm like, yo, I know we've never played against each other, but the only way for all of us to get drafted, because we got slapped our first game. I'm like, only way for all of us to get drafted, I'm like, yo, everybody just do what they're good at. If you try to do too much, it's not going to help anyone. It's not going to even help yourself. So if you just play, like, yo, I know we all want to go to the same place, but everybody just do what they're good at and just play. After I won our next 2 games, I was like, damn, I give a nice speech. Yeah.
You're confident.
I say, yo, put me right here. I'll put the C up. Yeah, man. I was like, no, because it was one of those ones where, like, obviously guys are timid. You don't know guys' movements and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, just play simple. As long as we don't F up, we'll be good. Like, everybody here is talented. And we went on to the next game. Yeah, and we won. My coach was actually from Connecticut. He was from the Academy Beach side. His name is Mickey. And he was like, yo, I had a couple coaches asking you to play holding midfielder and 8 and 10. And I was like, wait, you want me to play 6? I was like, I came here playing on the wing. I came here playing like 10 and like wing and left back. I only played left back because Bobby, whenever we were losing games, he was like, yo, you and Chris Nanko going to be on the same side, and we're just going to tack down this left side the whole time. I was like, all right, bet. But they're like, yeah, we want to see you play 6. So he's like, by the way, you're playing every game 90 minutes. I was like, bro, my season finished in like mid-November. This is January now. I'm like, I'm not that fit. You play a game so it's like, you play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, drafted Saturday. Ooh. Yeah. So we obviously got slapped the first game. I played 90. I'm like, damn. So that's not a good showing. Second game and third game, they put me center mid and left back in the second game. We won 2-0. Third game, we won 4-0. This is the third game.
Are these like 90-minute games too?
11v11? 11v11, 90-minute games. No one in the crowd except the scouts. So you can hear people whispering. Imagine you lose the ball and then you hear people cussing at each other, like people getting subbed off 30 minutes in. You're like, yo, damn.
Yeah, because you're playing against a team, obviously, but you're competing with the guys on your team.
On your team too, because you're trying to get drafted higher than them. You know what I mean? Trying to get a guaranteed contract, and like you have to think about it too. It's like I knew I wasn't coming off, but like coaches have to play everybody else. So like some guys are playing 15. But they allow you sub back in. So some guys will play 15 or 20 and then sub back come off and then come back in. And it's like, yo, you get no rhythm off of that. But yeah, it's unfortunate for some of the guys, but I just got lucky that my coach on that was from Connecticut and he seen me play all through my years in Connecticut. But the draft was amazing. And then Patrick Vieira, I seen him talking to Raul in the hotel. And I'm with Costa, Bobby's brother, technical director of Forge, and one of our Sigma coaches, Coach Phil and Chris Nanko. We're just talking, having lunch. And then Coach Phil's a Liverpool fan, and then he was like, oh, that's Patrick Vieira. And I was like, where? And he's like, I'm like, yo, you know what? I probably will never see this guy again. Look at that. I was like, I'll probably never see this guy again. I'm like, I'm gonna be a fanboy. I don't even care at that point. I'm like, yo, it's Patrick Vieira. Fuck it. My boy was like, yo, Chris was like, yo, you're really gonna ask for a picture? I was like, bro, when is the next time we're gonna see him? So whatever. I was like, oh, Patrick, like, what's up? I was like, oh, I'm a big fan. Like, can we take a picture? And he's like, oh, yeah. And then we took a picture, and he's like, oh, I seen you guys play today. And he's like, oh, if you want, he asked, he's like, oh, if you ever want to get coffee or something, let me know. I was like, bro, wait, what?
That's pretty sick.
I said, hell yeah. Well, I could just chat up with Patrick? Say
Let's go right now.
Yeah. I was like, if I said let's say go right now, that's being fanboy. So that's a real fanboy. Yeah. So
You have to process that first.
yeah, I was like,
holy
wait,
fuck.
he really just said that? I was like, yo, how am I going? So I go to my agent. I'm like, yo, if you can get me to New York City FC, you'll never hear anything from me again, bro. Ever. He just starts laughing. He's like, yo, just play well the next 2 games. This is before the second game. He's like, just play well the next games and you go. But in between every game, so on Tuesday you have meetings. So my agent will text me. He's like, Orlando City wants to meet you at this time, and Montreal will meet you at this time. I go to those meetings. Orlando's like, yeah, we don't have a first or second round pick, and I don't think you're gonna drop back that far. He's like, we just wanted to meet Jason Christ. He's like, we just wanted to meet you to see how you were. He's like, I know you know Cyle Larin and Richie because Richie got drafted there the year before. And I was like, yeah, those are like one of my close friends, blah, blah. We're just talking to him. He's like, it's unfortunate that we're probably not going to be able to draft you, but it was really nice to get to know you. I was like, yo, that's kind of bummed. Yeah, I was like, wow, I got a whole ass meeting to just make friends. All right. All right. Yo, that was so funny. I remember that meeting was hilarious. Because I texted Rich, I'm like, yo, I'm having a meeting with Orlando. He's like, yeah, you're about to come to Orlando too. I was like, nah, it can't be 3 years in a row. Sigma Mans go to Orlando. And then Montreal, Mauro was there, Barriello. And I think Wilfred Nancy was in there too. But I didn't know who he was at that time. And then they had the first round 18. So I went 16th. So the teams that I had, like, were close to me, they were like 15, 16, 17, 18. And then after that, played the second game. My agent's like, yo, Dallas wants to talk to you. Dallas was the scariest one. Oscar Perejo, who's the coach for Orlando City now. If you know him, you know he's like a tough motherfucker, right? But we walk in, it's just... I feel like I was in the cartel, bro. Yo, there's just a bunch of papers there all over the place, and you just see the whole coaching staff. Most of them are Spanish, whole coaching staff, old school Spanish guy. I'm like, yo, I'm sitting right at the head of the table, and they're asking me questions. They asked me, like, well, you guys, literally, where'd you grow up playing soccer? Like, what kind of soccer did you play? What's playing style? I'm like, yo. I mean, these are perfect questions. I love that because then they know what type of player you are. They know what to expect. Yeah. And when I was like, it was a 1 versus like 10. I was like, yo, this is scary. I came out there sweating. I was like, nah. But then I was like, honestly, because I knew of Dallas and like how they played and stuff like that. So I was like, nah, that would be a good move. And then after Dallas was, what else did I say? It was Dallas, Colorado. Colorado had the 15th pick. You're like, we've seen you, Paulo Mastrioni, I think it was in there. He's a coach for Real Salt Lake now. And he was like, I seen you play throughout college. I see you more as like a left midfielder, left winger. I know they're having you play like as a center midfielder. He's like, if you're available at 15, we're taking you. I was like, wow. All right. I guess I was like, all right. I guess I'm going to the West Coast. I was like, I'm guessing going to the West Coast. But I was kind of like, damn, being an East Coast guy, like I never seen anything outside of Toronto, like Toronto and Connecticut. Yeah. So I was like, damn.
You have to get used to mountains.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because you don't really like see yourself. Like, okay, like I do all this stuff, but like I don't see myself with the one team because like you don't know where you're gonna land.
Yeah, exactly. You have no idea. So
it's like, and then like, oh shit, I guess I'm going here. I guess I'm gonna be here for the next couple of years.
Anything can happen. So like, I was like, damn, I guess I'm going to Colorado. I was like, I went to my agent. I was like, yeah, this was the most positive one. They said if I'm available at 15, they're taking me. And I said, wow, okay. I guess like at this point, I'm all set. Like I don't even need to play the last game. Yeah. So then we go into the last game, and like this was against a team that like a lot of the guys are hyped. There's a lot of guys from Notre Dame. There's a guy from Louisville who was really good. And then like, yo, we cooked them. We had 4-0, 4-1. And I balled that game. Next thing you know, my agent, as soon as I get on the bus back to the hotel, my agent goes, great game. Like he's like, this is your best performance. He's like, good to leave on a high. He was like, I got a surprise for you. New York City wants to meet with you. NYCFC wants to meet with you at 5:30. Bro, the game finished at 3:45. Bus back to the hotel. It's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I can't even shower, bro.
You have to move quick.
I'm like, yo, he doesn't even text me that. No, he texts me. He's like, yo, meet me at the hotel lobby. So I come back. I'm limping. Play 90 minutes. I'm like, oh, my body's in pain. 3 90s in 6 days. He goes, yeah. Go shower because New York City FC going to meet you. I'm like, wait, what? So yeah, Patrick came up to me personally and said he wants to meet. I was like, nah, you're lying. He's like, yeah, but they don't have, because every team had their own meeting room. NYCFC didn't. They were like, okay, we don't know if we're going to draft anyone, but so we'll see. Like, bro, their meeting was in Patrick's suite, hotel suite.
Yo.
Really?
I was like, yo, why am I in these pressurized situations right now, bro?
You must have
first
been, you
Dallas.
must have been gassed though.
I was gassed, but I was like, yo, and the thing is, they waited till the end to see who they wanted to draft. They wanted to see like the progression, because some people came out the gate firing, like balling.
Smart.
Yeah, and then once other guys got used to their team, you could see who was really like the ballers. Some guys were just like that. Mostly the attacking players off the gate were guys that are cooking.
Yeah.
But then once he got figured out, it was a whole different ball game. So then I go upstairs and there's like 2 guys ahead of me to meet NYCFC. It was Nico Hansen, my boy John Lewis, and then it was me. And then I was like, I didn't really know John. I only knew John because he went to Akron with Richie's brother. And I was like, we're just chatting it up, whatever. I go in the meeting room, and he asked me same things, but less intense than Oscar did. He was like, what kind of soccer do you like? Like, what teams did you grow up watching? Like, what do you think your best position is? And then he told me what he thinks my best position is, and I said, yo, whatever you think is right.
What did he tell you?
He was like, because I was playing left back and I was playing in the midfield. He was like, today you played 8. And he's like, I really think you did really well. I think that's your best position. He's like, you're good in tight spaces and you have good footwork and you're good at like technically.
And you're hearing that from Patrick.
That's crazy.
And I was like, damn, all right, whatever you say, man. You got it. I was like, are we still having this conversation? I'm like, yo, he was like we were talking my background and everything, because he's from Senegal. Like, he's born and raised in Senegal, and then he obviously moved to France. So like it was more of a comfortable conversation, and then his assistant coaches and everyone was there, and it was different because it was in a hotel room, but it was very like informative, like telling me like what he expects and like this and that. He's like, yeah, we'll be in contact soon. And I was like, bro. I walked out of that bitch. I was like, yo.
I wish.
I said, yo, if you get me here, I told my agent again, but I said, yo, if you get me here, we're all good, man. Don't worry. And then, yeah, the draft day came. When the lights hit you, you're sweating. There's something else with those real, like, those interview lights. Yeah, they're hot, bro. It's like infrared. Yeah, it's like infrared. Bruh. So the draft day comes, and then, like, they're going through, number 15 comes.
Yeah.
And it's Colorado.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh, shit.
Are you kind of like, nah, don't take me here?
Nah, because I didn't know for sure I was going to New York.
Okay,
I just wanted to go there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
still don't know.
I still don't know. I still don't know.
It's so crazy to me.
I was like, and then I go, I'm like, yo, I'm gone. And then my agent was like, yo, just wait and see. And I was like,
did he know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he knows.
I was like, yo, just wait. And he was like, yo, just wait and see. I was like, what are you talking about? Just wait and see. I'm panicking right now. And like at that point, there was only 24, 25 picks or some shit like that. I don't know how many teams were in the league at that time, but like it was like, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go second round. I'm not that bad. I know I didn't play that bad. It's not even bad going in the second round. You know what I mean? But like, I knew that like the way I progressed in the combine, and the way like I had like 6-7 meetings, because some people only had like 1-2 meetings. Yeah. And then like I had a lot of meetings, and like they're all in the same range, so I'm expecting to go in one of these ranges. And then number 15, Colorado's like, oh, Colorado chooses midfielder. I was like, oh, from University of Denver, because he's obviously from Denver, Colorado. The next guy, I think Denver went to the championship that year, and I was like, wait, what?
They promised me.
I was like,
they told me it was gonna be me.
I was so I'll tell you what happened. So number 16 comes to Seattle. I'm like, hey, I know Seattle doesn't need a person in my position.
Yeah.
That is a for sure. So I'm not going 16. And I'm then after that, I'm like, okay, Dallas has 17. and Montreal has 18. All right, I got 2 more on the board. After that, who knows what happens? It goes 16, and it's taking a long time. I'm like, yo, what's going on? See, Seattle Sounders trade their number 16 pick to New York City FC.
That's
And then
what's crazy to me too.
and then
It's
them-
crazy how
that-
they do trades in the middle of the draft. It's
yeah,
like,
but it's like that's like what NFL and all those guys
Yeah,
do
they
too.
do.
it's
Yeah,
so crazy to me.
NBA.
Like, yo,
I'm not a big North American sports guy.
I'm not-
That's why,
trust
like,
me,
I
I'm
don't
not
watch
either.
football, I don't watch basketball, so like, I don't really know how the drafting system works. But like, dude, these kids are like, you guys like are like there and they're like waiting for like
bro,
shit
panicking
to happen.
And if you don't get picked, bro, it's one of the most awkward things.
Yeah,
I've
and
ever
there's a lot
experienced.
of people like, okay, this guy's next, this guy's next, this guy's next, and then like they're making like decisions in the back of like what's next. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. I still think like
Yeah, bro. So like,
Your family's
the
there
pressure.
too, just waiting.
it's crazy. My family wasn't there.
so like
Oh.
New
So
York,
if anything happened, it was like, all right, like,
New York,
Going home,
New
yeah.
York didn't have a pick at all.
huh?
New
They
York
didn't have a pick at all.
So they had to like make
No,
shit
so no.
happen to get a pick.
New York had the 3rd round pick because they traded the year before for Jack Harrison. He won number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, in Richie's draft. He went number 1. He went to Chicago, and then they traded picks. So New York City paid, who had the 3rd pick over? I forgot. New York City paid, I think, Portland or something like. No, not Portland. New
They
York City
bought
paid-
their pick.
They paid $200,000 for the 3rd pick in the same draft as mine.
It's a lot of money for like.
For my boy Jonathan Lewis,
Yeah.
who was a Generation Adidas. He went to Akron. And then they paid $75,000 for me,
Okay.
16 pick. And I was like, damn.
That's crazy.
So like before they called my
lot of
name, my agent goes like, "Phew." I was like, nah, no way. Like, yo, New York City, I was like, yo, I got up. Yo, the lights. I was like, yo, my phone is blazing. Like,
Shit, that's
it's crazy how quick people are to just midfielder from University of Connecticut. I feel my phone just in my pot.
They didn't say my name yet.
I'm like, yo, what's going on? My leg is hot. And I'm trying to walk up to the stage. I'm like, yo,
Legs just vibrating.
yeah, don't trip. Don't stutter when you're doing your speech. And make sure you don't forget to shake the commissioner's hand. Because that would be the most awkward
Just walk
thing.
trail.
You know what I mean? So
Give
you
me
take
my
the
contract.
you
Bro,
take-
I'd be too excited, bro.
yeah,
I'd be
bro. You take the
gassed.
picture with the commissioner. You go up and then you're seeing all these lights. This is the first time I said the LA convention.
Can't even see the
You're blind.
people.
Bro, you're like, I'm sweating.
Don't even know who you're talking to. Of it.
Yeah, bro. I'm sweating. And apparently, my agent was like, yo, you had one of the best speeches that after you went off, that everyone started off their speech the same way you did. All the speeches before me, no one thanked God. I was the
Really?
first one to do it. And then everyone after that did it. I was like, yo, how you just gonna go up there and they said, I want to thank my mom and dad. And I'm like, bro, this is God, bro. I was there. I was like, yo. And at the same time, my leg is still on fire.
It's still vibrating.
Still vibrant. You know when your phone gets too hot and your battery just depletes
Yeah,
ASAP?
yeah, yeah.
Literally, that's what's going on, bro. I'm like, yo, what's going on? My phone's crazy hot. So I go, me and Jonathan go to the back. Because Jack was at the draft as well. And like we all introduce ourselves. Bro, the first, obviously I said thank you to Claudio Reyna. I know he's in some mix up right now.
He's in some hot water. Yeah.
And then Patrick Vieira and David Lee. Those guys are like, the guys like talked about. Obviously, I was like, yo, thank you guys for drafting me. I was like, yo, I wanted to come here. And he's like, I know. Like, and after that, like me and Patrick had us like a nice relationship. But we went to the back. The first text I got was from David Villa.
Really?
Yeah, he said,
So you just got your number?
I don't know how.
Who is this?
Vieira.
New phone,
Fam,
who this?
it was, things were moving so fast. I'm like, this
That's
is
it.
so New
That's
York.
cool though. That's cool.
It was
Yeah.
so New York though. You felt like it was like you were in the streets of New York. That's how fast it was moving. You're like,
Yo, did he say like, "Hey, it's David Villa"? Like, how'd you know?
yeah,
it
he
was
was
him?
like, hey, mate, it's David Villa. Congratulations.
Can't wait to,
and
like,
welcome
yeah.
to the team. Can't wait to meet you. I was
That's
like,
crazy, man.
I was like,
I would have started tearing
Yo,
up.
and are you having like flashbacks to like 2010? You're in Spain,
bro.
Like,
I watched
oh
the
my
man
God.
live. Barca live, bro, against Getafe. If you guys remember that half volley that Danny Elvis scored against Getafe.
Oh,
at
yeah.
Camp Nou?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro. I was at that game. Nosebleeds, but I was there. I seen that go live. Bro, that shit was crazy. I was like, so the first, yeah. And then they texted me. We took all the pictures, all that stuff. The biggest thing, obviously now it doesn't really matter, but coming from college, like when as soon as I open my phone, like messages. I go to important people first. No offense, sorry. But I go to like my parents, this and that. Family first. And then I go to Instagram. Blue check. I say, yo, right away, bro.
Geez.
That shit was ASAP, no rock, bro. That shit was crazy. I was like, wow.
That's sick.
Like, you gained like 2,000 followers. I was like, wow, yo, this how this was going on. I'm like, I'm happy I did a cleanse on my Instagram before all of this happened. But
Yo,
that shit was crazy. Yeah, the draft was amazing, yo, in LA. And that was the last time they had it in LA. Obviously, COVID fucked everything up. But
Yeah.
it seems so long ago now. Yeah.
And like your name gets called. Does your whole like footy career flash before your eyes? Like, what's that feeling you're having as soon as your name is called?
I'm just like, damn, I made it. Barely. Because you still got to go to preseason and still try to get your contract guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you get drafted.
Yeah.
There's
You get
no
drafted,
there's no guarantee
that you're going to stay on the team. But in my head, I was like, yo, as long as I don't fuck up, I'm gonna get my contract guaranteed, because you wouldn't pay all that money just to be like, yo, I'm kicking this guy out 2 weeks in preseason.
Yeah.
So like that's where I kind of had the shift, and then so then when that happened, I was like, you know what? Like I'm here now. It's like a brand new slate. Everything I worked for to get here, that's one thing. Now I have to learn how to be a pro, and then still learning till this day. Yeah,
so you get to NYCFC day one. What's that first day like? In that locker room, who are you seeing? Like, you're seeing these stars in front of you. What does that feel like?
First day, so I go back to UCONN because I was training there before the combine, and technically, I was still under scholarship because I was supposed to graduate in May 2017, but I finished all my classes and stuff in December. So I left in December early. So I go back to UCONN to go move out my stuff. I'm saying bye to everyone. Go have one last hurrah. And then I go from Connecticut to preseason in Jacksonville. I get there, and then we go to lunch. No, the first thing we do, we go to lunch, and then I see everyone. I'm like, whoa.
Shit.
Change this whole ball game now. I'm like, nobody knows you. No one has to respect you, but like, I just go hi. Like, I knew Jack Harrison and I knew Kyrie Shelton and then Jonathan Lewis. So I knew guys that were already around my age range, and those were the ones that came closest to me. And Shannon Gomez, who was my roommate in New York. So we were there. I was like, you know what? Let me just mind my business. Just observe, you know what I mean? Talk to these guys.
Yeah.
Don't try to talk to the big dogs. Like, I'm not on that level yet. You know what I mean? So first get there, shake everyone's hand. Hey. Like, nice to meet you, Kwame. I go to Pirlo. Kwame, he goes, Andrea. I was like, wow, bro. I'm like, that's amazing.
Thanks, I know.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. I go, David. He's like, oh, David actually gets up. He's like, oh, nice to meet you. I was like, damn, well done.
This guy.
He was the captain at the time, right?
He's the captain. Just came off his MVP year, too. So I was like, damn, this guy motivated. And then the one time I got the respect, when I knew I was getting the respect from the guys, is like, I went out of my way as a rookie to help, like, collect balls, do all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Rookie duties.
Yeah, and, like, ask questions. Like, you try to get close to the guys that are pro, but, like, you don't try to do it in a fanish way, you know what I mean? You just do what you're supposed to do, and then, like, they try to help you. Like, my whole time playing with Andrea, he helped me that whole year, his last year before he retired. And, like, I have stories for days with that guy, but David, too, like, in the beginning, like, helped me. Patrick used to come talk to me, like, yo, how do you like it, this and that, like, just trying to get my perspective on things, because you're coming from being the guy and you're back to the bottom of the barrel, right?
Round zero.
Yeah, so it was dope walking in, and then obviously you have, like, the newcomers have to sing.
Oh, yeah.
What was your song?
What was your song?
Mine was "Lean on Me."
Okay.
Yeah, you have to. You know the trick to those. You have to sing a song that everyone will join in. So then your voice is not heard the most of the time. Yeah. All the time.
That's a track you get emotional.
Yeah,
to.
but like, luckily me, I was in the choir in church.
So
like I can actually sing.
So you were harmonizing.
Yeah. So then after that, like every week or every other week in preseason, they would make me sing again. And I was like, bro. Like they made me do it like 3 times. And I was like, bro.
I've been here for 3 years now.
But like every week, then like Pirlo comes to me, wow, you have a really good. I'm like, But I want you to respect me for my soccer. But like, yo,
Cheers.
yeah, yeah.
Like sing, rookie, sing.
Yeah. Nah, he was just like, yo, you have a really good voice. He's like, yo, and then he'll come to me. He's like, yo, you want to sing again? I was like, damn it.
Can't
Hard
say
to
no.
say no to him.
Yeah, yo. So we were 2 weeks in preseason in Jacksonville, and it was a good time. Like, obviously, just learning the ropes, like how they want to play and stuff like that. One thing is like they don't believe in fitness testing in New York City FC. Everything's
Really?
with the ball. So like you get all your fitness. They do circuits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're not going there and be like, yeah, we're running the yo-yo
That's cool though.
or we're running
That's
the beam
cool.
test.
I find that weird coming from an American team because I feel like a lot of American
NYCFC
teams
is
like
sister team to Man City.
that. Yeah.
So all of them,
I guess that's why.
all of them,
Training
everyone
session.
there has been. Claudio played at the highest level in Europe. Patrick, you know Patrick.
Yeah.
Christian was assistant coach to Roberto Mancini. Christian Latanzi, who's the head coach at Charlotte right now.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was at in Europe. Like, you don't run the yo-yos and stuff like that. They test your fitness levels other ways. There's different ways of doing it. So I appreciated that. It's not like I'm not fit. It's just like running just to run gets me upset.
It
And
is
then I get
boring.
upset and then I just get bored. Yeah, it gets boring, right?
It's boring.
Yeah.
You want to play with the ball?
Yeah. So we got our fitness and that shit was tiring as hell. I won't even lie. But yeah, so it was nice. The second leg of preseason though, where did we go? That's when I knew I was gonna get my contract guarantee. We went to Ecuador.
Sick. Where'd you guys go?
We went to Guayaquil.
Oh, nice.
We played against Emelec in a friendly
Oh, sick.
at their new stadium. It was brand new renovated, right? And I actually got an assist that game. It was nice, bro. It was like, the play was nice. Like, for some reason, I always have that one thing that everybody's like, whoa. It's like, all right, like, you know what I mean?
You always got to highlight it.
I always got one highlight. Like, I don't score a lot. I assist a lot, but like I don't score a lot. All my goals I've ever scored in my professional career have been bangers only. I don't know why. But like,
Paul Pogba.
yeah, that's it. Like I don't score tap-ins, only one. But like it is a big goal for some reason. Yeah, we played against Emelec. I got an assist. We tied 2-2 because the starting 11 that had like Pirlo, David, and all those guys, they were down 2-0.
Oh, really?
Then he put in the try list. The guys that you knew would have to work for they're like, yo, this is our last chance. Yeah. And then we played there, and then after that, I had to go to a rookie symposium kind of thing, talk about financial literacy and all that stuff. And then,
Oh, really? They do that for you
Yeah.
guys? That's sick.
Yeah, when you
That's
get
good.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I went. So because we were already going to Phoenix for second after Ecuador, we went to Phoenix, and we were already going there to train. So then I went to Phoenix to do the rookie symposium, and then we took a bus back. They drove us all the way back to training. As soon as I took a bus, I had to go straight to training. I was like, bro, I know I'm a rookie, but I'm exhausted. I was like, holy, but I got off the bus. I was wearing these old Tiempos. Andrea
Which ones?
It was a newer Tiempos, but like Andrea's sponsored by Nike.
Yeah.
So he got the fresh. You know what I mean? So he comes to me, he's like, yo, what size are you? He goes to me, he's like, yo, you like those? And I was like, I mean, I got them for free from UCONN, so like I gotta like them. You know what I mean? I have no choice but to like them. Yeah. And I wasn't really a tempo guy, but at that point I was like, whenever I was testing different shoes. And then he goes to me, he gives me his cleats. He's like, yo, I only wear these once. He's like, you can have them. I was like, wait, what? For
Still
real?
have them?
So how?
Still have them signed and
Nice.
everything.
Let's
Oh, yeah.
go.
Yeah, bro. I was like, damn. I was like, I put them on, and then my dumbass was like, I took them off real quick. I'm like, I'm never wearing these bitches, bro. What are you talking about? As soon as he's about to retire, I brought them. I'm like, yo, can you sign both of them? It has his daughter and son's name on it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Wow.
my Sanji has a picture, bro.
They're sick.
Yeah, my mom has them in some type in like glass. I don't know where she put them, but it's like a glass thing. It's dope.
He took care of you, huh?
That's a homie. Trust me.
That's legendary.
Yeah, I got stories with that guy for days, man. Yeah,
What's your best Pirlo story?
I needed a ride one time.
PG.
No, I needed a ride one time to Manhattan, and he was the only one who like was going that way, and I'm like, damn. I was like, I know we talk, like, you know what I mean? Like I have pictures with him, I have videos with him on my phone and everything. Like we talk. Like his son, me and his son still chat till this day. Like his son, yeah, his son got me a Ronaldo Juventus jersey signed when he was at Ronaldo because Pirlo was the coach.
That's sick.
Pirlo really liked you then.
Yeah, bro. I was like, yo, because I did it for like my friend's grandparent was passing away, so I got him to sign it, right? So then I go, I'm like, my friend Tommy McNamara is like, Tommy, you live in Chelsea in Manhattan. I need to go there. I'm meeting my friend like for lunch. I'm like, can you drive me? He was like, I'm going to my parents' house in Westchester because he was originally from New York as well. He's like, yo, ask Andrea. I usually drive with him. I'm like, ask Andrea. So I'm like, okay, I have his number. I'm like, yeah, in person it'll be a lot better. I'm like, yo, Andrea, I wanted to know if he can give me a ride to so and so because I heard that you live over there. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. I was like, wow. But he's a subtle guy. Like, imagine he was sponsored by Jeep, Audi, PlayStation, Nike, all that stuff. And he drove a Q3. I'm not saying Q3 is a small car, but like a man like him, David was driving a Bentley in the winter. yeah. 2-door Bentley in the winter. I was like, okay. And then you go in his car. We're just talking. He's like, oh, like you're from Toronto, this and that. He's like, oh, one of my close friends said was Jovinko. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you guys played at Juve together. And then he's like, yeah, I love Toronto, this and that, good Italian community. And then we're just talking about little things. And I asked him, I was like, yo, I know I'm not one of your close friends. I'm like, yo, you gonna retire? He's like, yeah. He goes, yep. I was like, wow. I was like, I won't tell no one, but like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, it doesn't make any sense because at that point he was on the bench. He's like, there's no point in bringing me, a 38-year-old, off the bench. Like, what am I gonna do? Maybe score a free kick, but like, if that, like, I'm a defensive liability. I'm not bringing any offensive.
Wasn't really running at that point.
You're not running. He's not bringing any offensive juice except for set pieces at that point, right? So I was like, damn. And then he turns on the radio, and you just hear like straight hip hop, like New York hip hop, and he's like this. I was like, wait, hold on. I'm like, you listen to this? He's like, yeah. He's like, what do you expect? I'm like, wait, what?
Like Italian opera.
Yeah. I'm thinking like he's listening to like pop music, like regular
Top 40.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? But he's listening to like stuff that we're listening to. I'm like, yo, he's like, yeah, like I listen to this. I'm like, damn. And like my locker on game days, this is after I think like Kyrie was injured. So whenever Kyrie was hurt, my locker was always beside him. So like my debut, my locker was right beside Andrea's. So like going in the day of my debut, like talking this and that. But yeah, he dropped me off, and then he was just like, yo, yeah, don't tell nobody. But yeah,
Thank you.
That's great. So what was he like? What artist was he bumping?
bro, if I could remember, yo, it was like hardcore rap though.
That's great.
It was hardcore New York rap. I was like, yo, this guy is a don. Like, bro, he's the most interesting man ever. Like, you ask him anything, he knows the answer. Damn. Yeah.
What's like the one piece of advice he gave you still have with you today?
Playing with him, the one piece of advice that he gave me, okay, other than, so whenever I used to be on his team, if I was like on the second team before a game, the day before a game, they're like, okay, you have to be New England and New York, the starting 11 will go against us. If I won the ball and I didn't play him the ball, he'd look at me, he'd be like, Kwame, he's like, just play me the ball, don't worry. I was like, all right, yo. So then every time I got the ball, I played it to him, and I've seen this guy make guys do spins, cycles in slow, and he's doing this in slow motion. And I was like, damn. But the one thing he told me, he was like, he's like, there's not a lot of lefties in the world. He's like, you should use that to your advantage. He's like, you're athletic, you have a good left foot, and he's like, you understand the game at a high level. He's like, use that to your advantage because there's always going to be opportunity for some, because there's not that many lefties. There's always going to be opportunity for you to play. And I was like, damn. He's like, he's like, have fun. I'm like, you're all retiring now, so like you can tell me to have fun, but like I can't just pull up on a pitch and act like it's a kick.
I've been doing this for 30 years. Yeah.
he's like, no, but that's what the best players. That's how they go on the field doing. They just have fun. They don't give yourself any pressure. He's like, you're already here, so there's a reason why you're here. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
It's great.
It's all about lefties.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because he told me I reminded him of Kojo Asamoah that used to play for Juve.
Nice.
He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. That was like one of my first preseason games. I got 2 assists, and he's like, yo, you remind me of Kojo Asamoah from Juve. I was like, wow, yo. I'm like, I'm Ghanaian too, so I was like, damn. Yeah. So it was dope. Yeah, Andrea was he's like the Dos Equis commercial.
Most interesting man.
Like, he should replace the guy, but he went to Heineken instead. So.
Legend.
Yeah, bro.
What a legend. Mm-hmm. And then what's something? Do you have any regrets about your NYCFC career? Anything you'd change?
I I don't even like now looking back at it. I would say like I was just naive. I signed my first professional contract with 20, turning 21, and then like you move from Toronto to Connecticut, and then you go to New York City, and your eyes are like, yo, 21, you're legal to do anything. It wasn't like I was going gallivanting and stuff like that. It was just a matter of how to stay professional. Like when things are not going my way, having a even keel, like demeanor. Me growing up, I've always like you can see my like emotions on my face. You know what I mean? I wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I'm mad, you're gonna know I'm mad. Yeah. If I'm if I'm happy, you're gonna know I'm happy. I'll be like happiest guy in the room. So like that was one thing that I had to balance. Like Patrick used to tell me, he's like, yo, if I didn't say a word at training, he'll come to me after training. He's like, yo, what's wrong? He's like, yo, smile. He's like, you're not dying. You're not at war. And I was like, and I'll tell him, like, I'm mad because I'm not playing. And he's like, just continue doing what you're doing. He's like, yo, just develop. Don't worry. And then when things started to go well, I was like on top of it. But like NYCFC was a really, like that team was too stacked.
It was a stacked
and we
team.
didn't have a second team. So the guys that didn't play, you just didn't play.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you couldn't find, the only way you could find a way to play was like you had to take training like super seriously more than the other guys that were playing. Because that was the only way you get your fitness. And then obviously the day of the game, you train before you go to the game. So that was the only way to really get any type of match fitness. So my goal the first year was like, yo, let me just make the roster, 18-man roster. Because I hated those trainings before the game. They shits was miserable. The running, wow, yo. It was ball work. But like my strength coach, you play him the ball and he'll just kick it down the line. And you're like, yo, fam. Because you have to get the same amount of distance that these guys are getting in the game. But like, you're thinking you see the balls out, but like, you're playing a 1-2 and he's playing a 1-2 from half to like the 18 and you're just running. You're like, all right. So I hate it. So I'm like, yo, let me just make consistent 18s. And then, yeah, I mean, that's my only regret, just not being able to properly balance my emotions. Sometimes I let it get the best of me and I don't play well when I'm mad. I'm opposite of Richie. Richie plays amazing when he's angry. When he gets a yellow at Toronto FC, you're like, okay, something's about to happen. Yeah. So people always tell me, like, yo, you and Richard are total opposite. Yeah.
That's why you guys work well together, though.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I seen him the other day. I was like, yo, stop getting yellows. Cause it just takes one ref for you to swear at him after you have a yellow and then you get a red, right? So I'm like, yo, just chill.
You got time to keep getting yellows.
Yeah. I mean, someone probably just has to foul him hard for him to get angry, and then he's like, all right, that's what it is.
Yo, he's always down to scrap.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what it is, yo. It's hilarious. But yeah, I think that was my only regret from NYCFC. Other than that, organization, amazing. Facility, amazing. Got to meet when Man City came to train, got to meet Mikel Arteta, Pep, Leroy Sané, Mahrez, all those guys.
That's
yeah,
pretty,
it was cool, man.
Crazy.
And while you were in MLS, who's the best player you played against?
Miguel Marone. Okay, sorry, Giovinco, obviously, but like Giovinco, I was playing midfield, so I never really had to be close to him because he was not coming back to detract anyone. So like, obviously you would say Giovinco,
Yeah.
but that 2017, 2018 year, bro, Miguel Marone was moving like,
Was that the year they won?
yeah, 2018 they won.
Yeah, right.
That's when they just smoked the table. Bro, this guy was moving like prime Di Maria. I was like, yo, why you?
Kind of plays like him.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, why are you here? I was like, why are you still in MLS? Like, so when he got the move to New, I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. Because he had like 21 goals, like 17 assists. I'm like, bro, why are you still here?
And he's cooking now, man.
Yeah.
And he will
he's
get,
playing good now.
he's Newcastle's going crazy right now. He'll get the ball from the center back, play it to the midfielder, get it back, play it to Martinez, get it back, play it out wide, run in the box, either get an assist or score. I'm like, bro, you're just everywhere at all times. Yeah, him, Nico Ladero, obviously Giovinco. Who else was really good? Piatti.
Piatti.
Couldn't get the ball off that guy.
Piatti was a good player.
Yeah, Piatti was disgusting. And then Diego Valeri when he was in his prime as well. Yeah, those are like true 10s though. Like Piatti was, our game plan was like, yo, 3 guys on Piatti, we gonna lose from whoever else is on the field. Because we can't let this guy just tear. Like we used, as soon as he got the ball, our winger would like trap back and our 8 on that side, like triple team him. And he had to pass the ball backward. We're like, okay, it's fine.
A lot of ballers.
Yeah, bro.
And at what point do you get on the national team radar?
I don't know if you guys remember, for a short stint, Octavio Zambrano was the national team head coach.
Yeah.
Was he?
He brought them to the. He's the one that first brought Fonzie, and he brought them to the quarterfinals of the Gold Cup. They beat.
That was 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
They beat Costa Rica or some shit like that. Fonzie scored. I got on the national team radar because once I got signed to NYCFC, and I was trying to, the U23 coach it wasn't Octavio. It was, damn, I forget his name.
It's okay. I'll come
Not
back.
Biello.
Michael Finley.
Oh.
I can't.
Yeah. Mike Fit, bro. It was him, and he was like, at first I wasn't supposed to get called up, but I think because some people dropped out, they called me up to the U23 camp in Qatar, 2017. Yeah. And I was like, at that point, I was like, bro, I don't really care about the Canadian national team. They let all of us fly under the radar. Me, Richie, Kyle, none of us are on any youth national team except for Chris Nanko.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not even Kyle?
Kyle, the only reason Kyle went to the U20 Concacaf qualification was because he got drafted number 1. They knew he got a GA and he got drafted number 1 to Orlando City. So Rob Gale had to bring him, or else it would have looked crazy on Canada for not bringing him, right? So then,
And that first call, like, is it the coach actually like calling you? Like, how does that first call go down?
I mean, you get an email. So like my agent goes like, yo, the national team might message you. Is that something you're interested in? And I was like, I mean, I guess. I'm like, when is? He's like, you could stay at New York. Like, he's like, I want you to use this as leverage to get more minutes at New York. And I was like, he's like, yeah, have a conversation with Patrick and see what he says. And I was like, go to Patrick. I was like, Patrick, the U23 Olympic national team like asked me to go to a camp in Qatar for 2 weeks, and it was like middle of March, I think March break, like end of March. He was like, and the season was about to start. He's like, yo, don't worry about it. He's like, if the national team calls you, anyone on this team, he's like, I'm gonna tell you to go. He's like, there's nothing better than playing for your national team. I was like, damn. In my head, like I said, it took me like, damn, this guy don't need me. I was like, damn, yo. I was kind of hoping he'll say like, yo, stay out. I want you to play. Yeah. But he's like, nah. He's like, I'll do it for anyone. It's not just you. And I was like, all right. So I ended up going to Qatar, 14-hour flight. I think this is when they knew they were about to get the bid for the World Cup, and they were building. It's nothing like it was now, but like they were building buildings. It was hot as hell there, and we went, trained at the Aspire Academy, and we played in the Xavi Hernandez, coach at El Saad in Qatar. Yeah, and we played at their stadium. I actually have a picture with him.
What was that like, meeting Xavi?
Bro, he is small.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, y'all let this guy boss you guys around in the field? Like, I'm like, yo, this is the man that is cooking you guys, bro. Like, you couldn't even get near this man. I was like, nah, there's no way. That's when you know talent, like, it's sent from God. Yeah. There's no way someone like, bro, he's like 5'6", if.
There are two of those guys bossing the midfield.
Yeah.
Same height,
Pirlo was short too, no?
Pirlo's like 5'9".
5'9".
Yeah.
5'9", 5'10", around there.
Yeah. But, dog, this guy was small, bro. I was like, yo, no way. I mean, no way we're getting cooked. Like, you guys are getting cooked. But it was amazing. I'm like, because I told him, like, oh, I play for NYCFC. He's like, oh, with David. And I was like, yeah. And we sent David a picture. And David's like, oh, I was like, oh, tell him I said hi, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, we played. I got to the national team playing Qatar. My first game, they played me as a right back.
First time ever, right back?
As a left footer.
As a left footer.
But who's playing left back?
Yeah, who else was on that
Please
squad?
tell me the left back was at least left footed.
Left back was left footed.
Okay.
There's a lot of left footies out there then.
Yeah. That would have been a little bit odd.
At first, they were playing Mark Anthony K at left back.
What?
Really?
Yeah, they played Mark Anthony K at left back.
He's left footed too?
He's left footed. But he started off as a winger and like a left wing back. And then he ended up in the midfield when he went to LAFC.
Really?
Yeah. At Louisville, before he went to LAFC, he was
on
a
the
winger.
wing?
He was a winger.
I didn't know that.
They played him at left back, and they're like, yo, Octavio, who's it? Octavio comes to me in the meeting before the game, because they like, oh, they give you a sheet of paper when you get there. They're like, your name, like your best positions, like your jersey number or some shit like that. Whatever. So I put center mid, left mid, left back.
Wait. You have to fill out a questionnaire about yourself?
Yeah, because Octavio didn't know anybody. Because remember, that was when Canada tied 1-1 to Scotland. Fraser scored that game. So he came from Scotland straight to Qatar because he wanted to see like he's like, I want to be part of the whole system. So he came from Scotland when we tied 1-1 and came to Qatar and he didn't know anyone. So we had to fill out, you know what I mean? Because he's brand new. He was like 2 weeks in. So then I put left back, whatever. So literally the next morning he comes to me after breakfast. He's like, Kwame, he's like, I know. He's like, oh, first of all, how are you, obviously? And then it's like, how's NYCFC? I'm like, it's good, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, are you getting playing time? I'm like, I mean, the season just started, bro. It's March. It started, first game was March 3rd. I was like, it's March. We're in Qatar, March 17th. No, I haven't played yet. He's like, all right, he's like, I know you said you could play center mid, left mid, and left back, but we have a lot of guys in those positions right now because a lot of guys that are like right-footed want to play left wing, and then the lefties want to play left wing, and then there's no one really, you know what I mean? It was like a lot of, and then we had a lot of midfielders. Manuel Aparicio, who was there? Was he there? Yeah, he was there. Kevin Alaman was there. Mark Anthony, Jordan Hamilton, Louis Belongo, was there.
Solid squad.
It was at that time. Those were the guys that were like the guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Richie was supposed to come, but I think he ended up getting hurt. He hurt his groin when he was at Orlando. So then he's like, yo, can you play right back? I was like, I'm going to play.
No, but I can. No, but I will.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? I never complain. I was like, as long as I'm on the field, bro, you guys put me in this position. So if this doesn't work out, it's not my fault.
That's on you.
I'm going to do this to the best of my abilities. That's not my fault.
Yeah.
So I go, we play Kazakhstan, first game, and I'm playing right back. Luckily, I'm a lefty that can actually use the right foot to a certain, like, I'm not hitting bangers with my right foot, but I can hit a long ball. You know what I mean? I can pass. So at first, when we're playing, like, they play it out to me, and I'm using my right foot. These guys are thinking I'm right-footed, the other team. So I'm playing the ball down the line with my right foot, whatever, playing well. And then randomly, I'm like, you know what? I just get comfortable, and I just start shifting, body going inside. They're like, yo, wait, what's going on? Like,
this guy's left.
The guys like, yeah, they're like, yeah, this guy's left-footed playing. So I'm cutting in. I'm playing switch balls to the other side, like playing slip balls. They're like, nah, what's going on? This don't make no sense.
You're like, let me turn up real quick.
I'm not even overlapping. Am I overlapping to do a cross on my right foot? Hell no. I'm just there support, cut inside, play 1-2s. I was doing all. So then they were like, yo, wait, damn. So we ended up winning that game 2-0, I believe. Yeah, we played winning 2-0. And then the next game we played against actually Qatar. They had some nice guys, but there's a lot of foreigners. So they gave a lot of guys passports. There's like a couple Brazilians and stuff on that team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even on the national
already?
Huh?
U20?
U23.
U23 already.
Even on their main team, they have like a lot of Portuguese.
Yeah, but
players.
that young
Dutch,
though. That young is pretty.
2017,
gotta get 'em young,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's probably these guys like sons and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But we were playing. We played. That's when we played them at El Saad Stadium, and that was the first time I was in a stadium that was air conditioned. I was like, yo, it's hot, but it's cold. like it's humid, but it's not. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yeah.
I swear, like, some of the players in Qatar were getting sick because of that.
Yeah, it's actually AC. Like, you feel it when you stop running.
Yeah.
When you stop running, you're like, okay, I feel the actual breeze. But, like, obviously, it's in the desert. It's still kind of, it's humid, but, like, it's still kind of breezy.
I get that feeling.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like muggy in there.
Yeah, it's muggy in there, but, like, when you go outside the stadium, like, it's the desert breeze.
Yeah.
So, like, we were playing and I think we beat Qatar 2 or 3-1, and I balled that game. What? Otavio came to me after the game. He was like, him and Michael Finley, like, yo, you were the man of the match. And I was like, well, thank you.
Right back?
Left back.
Oh,
they switched me. They were like, yo, you did well right back, but we're going to put someone else who's a natural right footer there. And I was like, yo, finally.
Thank you.
And I went left back, and I actually got an assist to Petrasso. Because me and Petrasso, we played with each other when we were young.
Actually, I think I watched that game on my computer.
Yeah. Get a clip ball over top, and he, like, chipped the goalkeeper. We ended up winning, like, 2-1 or 3-1 or something like that. And we did really well that camp. And then he came up to me. He's like, I'm going to bring a couple guys to the camp when we play Carousel in Montreal.
Versus the men's national team. And he's like, yo, I'm gonna keep in contact with you. Just like, make sure you're doing well in New York.
all right. So my first national team camp was in Montreal when we played against Curacao. And was it BMO? Yeah, BMO Field.
Nice.
Did it hit different playing for your country?
Honestly, I don't even lie. I didn't even play that game. I was on the bench,
Oh shit.
cooling.
But even like when you were playing like U23.
Oh, U23, yeah, it definitely hit different, especially Qatar. Like the fields, everything was nice. Like there was no excuse for if you were good, you could tell if you were good. You know what I mean? There's no excuses. But just the fact that was my first ever. I got called up to a U20 camp one time in Florida, and they hated on us because me, Kyle, and Chris were the only ones that were in the college system. They're like, oh, if you don't play for a TFC Academy or Montreal or Vancouver, you're not gonna get called up.
Really?
And I'm like more than half of the guys that were playing at that time don't even play soccer no more.
That's crazy.
I promise you, bro.
I know. I get
It was
it.
absolutely wild.
I believe
And
it.
the one that was coaching that national team doesn't even coach no more.
Well, it makes sense.
The youth teams were missing out on so much talent back
So
then.
much.
I don't even think Tajon played for the youth team until like U23.
Until U23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was wild. Like, you look at, like, obviously I say me, Rich. Chris is the only one that played, but you look at guys like Borges played U17, but then didn't get called up again until after that stellar season, 2019 with Forge. And then you have guys like Becker. Until he got to TFC, he wasn't, like, he was on the U20, I think, one time. And then after that, he was on the Olympic team. I lied. He was on the Olympic team one time. But at that time, Canada didn't even, like, you only called up the players that were on professional teams just because they're on professional teams. It wasn't because they were good. It wasn't because they had to make a namesake for them. Yeah, you know how many guys that you look down the list had Sands attached. You know what I mean? They had no club that were getting called up, and it didn't make any sense, right? So
Just playing favorites, pretty much.
Yeah,
kinda?
but back then it's different though, because like college was like the main route for some of these players, even like yourself. You know, you weren't playing 17 and playing professional football.
No.
You were playing college football.
That's it.
And some of the best players at the time were playing college football.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they didn't want to make it seem like, oh, they got college players playing professional football here.
Yeah.
Professional level, level football.
When you go to like the U20s, you see a guy and you see his name. Oh, he plays at University of Connecticut. They're like, people won't take you
But
seriously.
that back then, like that was the best players went to college. Because there was no like.
Yeah, TFC
There's
Academy,
no-
they weren't signing guys like that. And you could tell a lot of the homegrowns from TFC, other than the ones now I'm talking about, like the ones when Manu got signed, Chris Manella, Jordan Hamilton, even Jordan Hamilton like was scarcely playing. And then like some of the guys just fell through the cracks. Sergio Camargo was there, signed a homegrown. Like Mark Anthony Kay was there and ended up coming back. Obviously, they had to go through his route, ended up coming back. Also was there when Uruguay came back. So like that time TFC, it wasn't like they were producing like.
It was fresh and like they were just kind of like.
Yeah.
It was.
And because they sucked so much, it was like they were trying to market their team. So they get like the Robert Earnshaws and all those guys. Like it wasn't working. So I mean, I think they got it somewhat right now, but it's just giving the young guys opportunity. I always tell these young guys, I'm like, if we were in your position, like if we grew up in this age, how competitive we are now, I'm like, you guys are spoon fed, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's easier now because now you say, oh, okay, now U20 team, but he's playing for a CPL team, for example.
That's what I mean.
Now, but back then you're literally playing college football. That's the best football.
You're telling me the guys that are on my Sigma team, instead of going D1, they probably half of them probably went CPL, and like the better half probably would in MLS already.
And the
Or in Europe already,
Yeah.
just because of like how things are going right now.
now especially all the
The youth are going, all of them
all the
Europe
scouts coming from Europe to Canada now
to try to find a new Alfonso and next Jonathan
even
David.
FTF. Like these kids literally have they're literally
We didn't have
invited.
it.
They're invited to showcase themselves.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be good. You have to be good. You
We
have
had
to
to
be good.
email all these coaches.
Yeah.
Bobby,
through email.
that shit was miserable. Bobby said, yo, email the university. I'm like, bro, I don't want to go there. Why you telling me email them? He's like, yo, you can't leave. You have to leave your options open. I was like, bro, no. Emailing, I wasn't formal like that. I didn't know emails, bro. So yo, just come watch me play. I was trying to just type, come watch me play. Like, yo.
Crazy how times have changed. bro.
Times have changed, but,
I mean,
but it's good. Though. Someone has to pave the road, right? Like, imagine Becker. Yo, Becker was at Ajax when Christian Eriksen was there, U17, and he could have stayed at Ajax, but because Canada's so low in the FIFA rank at that time, probably 100, he didn't get an opportunity to stay there. Like, imagine where his career would have went. Him and Christian Eriksen playing in the midfield together. And then he went to Crystal Palace. Canada's still too low. Imagine, instead of going to TFC, he could have been in England.
Yeah.
So see what happens. But like now, these kids play 5 games for Toronto FC at the age of 17, 18. Man City wants them. Arsenal wants them. Like that's wild, bro.
That's true. And some of them are like starting players or still
Not
like,
starting players. They're just fresh out of the academy, but they play because someone got hurt. They play a couple minutes. They do well. You can play at this level.
Kudos to them, man.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, I wish.
They got it good.
Yeah, I was like, you got it good. I wish.
got it good.
If you were in that era,
Yeah.
or like the era
Things
now,
could have been. Yeah, you could have been in Europe right now. Who knows?
Yeah, man. But like, it's never too late. To be honest, it's just you just need that one year. One good year can change your whole life.
You still got time.
I told Richie that too. I was like, bro, when he left Orlando City, and I was like, yo, you're gonna go to Toronto FC. I know it's like a trial, but you get signed here. You're at home. You're comfortable. Everyone here, like it's familiar. You don't have to worry. You just focus on soccer. Boom, took off. Nottingham at 27. You never thought people were getting signed at 27 to European
That was a big
clubs.
move.
You know what I mean? So it's always possible.
it just takes that one chance.
That's what I mean.
Do you have like a dream league that you would want to play in? I know obviously you're a Barca fan.
I don't want to play in La Liga though. I wouldn't like. I'm a Barca fan, but like, not to make it racial. I know what they do with the black men in Barca, bro.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing for Italy.
Yeah, bro. That's not. It's not to make it racial, but like, Dembele got the most assists for Barca the last year, and now like if he plays bad, it's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Don't get hyped about Dembele.
But it makes no sense though. It's like, yo, this is the same guy that was carrying you guys, not carrying, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Created the most opportunities for your team, and then once he fucks up, it's a whole. And it's like England. Harry Kane missed a PK. You don't see no one making any big articles.
That's what we mentioned that too. We mentioned that too.
So it's
Also, a lot of Spanish fans are kind of like brats because once things go the wrong way,
that's Spain for you though.
Spain.
That's the difference between Spain and the other like Hispanic countries.
It is.
It's the prima donnas, bro. Yeah, 100%.
Something doesn't go their way.
You see the bouginess. Even like I met Davi, like you see the high end, like
It's their culture.
The poshness in there. Like you can't call if you mix them all, you Mexican? Nah, they'll fight you.
They'll get cheese, man.
You say any Forge, we travel to all these South America, Panama, Costa Rica, all those places. It's a lot different. Those guys get it from the mud, so you understand them more. These guys in Spain, nah.
The high class.
Yeah. I mean, if obviously Barcelona came to me and said, yo, of course I'm gonna say yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like country, I'd love to play England or Germany.
Germany would be cool.
Germany would be cool.
Germany's.
I feel like a lot of like talent that goes to Germany tends to
Flourish
become
more,
It's not as challenging as the Premier League though.
It's not.
Yeah, but
That's
it doesn't have to be as challenging. If you're trying to get the best out of a player, sometimes
It's better at development, I
the
think.
not as challenging league is better, even though it's still a top 5 league.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Less pressure too, less
Yeah.
media ridicule.
Not as many eyes on you. Also, obviously, there's a lot of eyes.
I met a couple. Obviously, I played with Roman Berkey at St. Louis, and then another guy, Edwin Leuven, that played at Hoffenheim, and he played somewhere else in the Bundesliga. And Bochum.
Bochum.
Yeah. Is that how you pronounce it, Bochum? Yeah, he played there as well. And they were telling me, it's like, there's a lot of people that know who you are, but they play so many games that like you don't even have time to even do it. Like he said, for home games, the team used to sleep in a hotel the day before the game. Like you couldn't even sleep at home before the game. When he played for Bochum. I was like, bro, this is different. So like, yeah, like those Germany's a top 5 league and stuff like that. But obviously outside of like Leipzig, Dortmund, Bayern, Leverkusen, yeah. Like Leverkusen cooked us when we played them. We played them in November, St. Louis.
Oh yeah?
Callum Hudson-Odoi, 2 minutes in, pass off his back. I said, nah. they're in a different playing field still. I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, we concede.
I'll walk off now.
Yeah, bro.
Sub-coach
But definitely Germany or England. I mean, I think that fits.
Good choices, man.
Yeah, fits the profile. Germany is just like, those guys are like engines. Though.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
That's how they're built. They're like robots in Germany.
Robots.
And then obviously England's pace and power, what you have.
Pace and power, yeah. I try my best, trying to keep it. My strength and conditioning coach says I'm hitting my peak testosterone levels now.
Oh, yeah?
He said it's all downhill from here. I said, yo, don't tell me that. I said, yo, just say, yo, you're going to feel pain a little bit more after games. Like, that's it. You know, he's wording it in a different way where it's like, don't just tell me, yo, I'm getting old. Like, just say, yo, you're going to feel a little more sore after games. That's it.
It's prime now though.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Just turned 27, so It's calm.
Intelligence is at a high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after New York, you go to Forge. What was that experience like? Entering a new league, CPL, first professional league in Canada. What were your like thoughts like heading into it?
Oh, I saw my roster and I said, "Yo, we're gonna whip everybody's ass."
Jeez,
I swear.
okay.
I was like, I seen who was on the team, and I didn't even have to think about who else was anywhere else.
Competition. Yeah.
Competition. Like I knew like the West Coast had good guys, but I was like, we got 75% of the Sigma, so that's already a chemistry thing.
Yeah.
And then we got the next best available players. It wasn't 2019 wasn't our best team. Our best team was obviously 2021 when we were just on a roll. But like 2019 was that team where it's like going into the new league, you didn't know what to expect, but I knew that at least I would get better as a player because I knew who I was playing with and I knew who was like our coaching staff. So even if the competition wasn't as good, I knew training every day would be competitive. So regardless, I was gonna progress, even if it was gonna be gradually. 2019, they did it well. The opening game, 18,000 people at Tim Hortons Stadium. These guys scored in the first 30 seconds, and we're like, oh shit.
Who scored?
Ryan Telfer.
Oh shit.
York United. We played York the first game.
Yeah,
That was the first goal?
First game, first goal. Jim Brennan. First red card. Manny Aparicio that same game. Yeah, we ended up tying. We started off terrible. Everybody's like, yo, what's wrong with Forge? Like, look at your roster, this and that. You guys have this. We had the best, infrastructure because, obviously, the Thai Cats had the stadium and everything. And then we were the first team to do Concacaf League just because they said Bob Young basically built the league. So he was like, hey, yo, Forge, Edmonton, Pacific, and one other team, Valor. Whoever won the most out of those 4 teams got to represent CPL and CONCACAF. Cool. So we won the most games in between all of those teams, and then we got to represent. So that's when we played Olympia. We played for a team first. I forgot what the team was at first. And then we played Olympia and we won. So that was our biggest win at first in 2019. But CPL itself, how they launched it and everything, if it wasn't for COVID, it would be a lot better than it is now. Yeah. Because taking away a whole year and a half, basically, is...
You're starting new again. You're starting brand new again.
Starting brand new, and the fact that they were able to move everything to Prince Edward Island and it was run excellently, there was really no complaints except the fact that sometimes the food was ass. But at that point, it's bro, you can't really. It's too hard to feed so many people, and we're all from outside of the province. Yeah. So it's we couldn't just all walk out and go buy stuff. So people just DoorDash or whatever, but. And then 2021, everybody had high expectations of us. CONCACAF League again, and I think that was our main focus because we were so close in 2020. And I'm sorry, Tristan Henry, I'm going to have to shut you. I'm going to have to say something. You didn't have to try to Cruyff that guy in Dominican. I don't know if you guys remember that goal.
I think so, yeah.
Against the Haitian team, and we lost in PKs. If we won that game, we would have qualified the Champions League.
Oh, really?
Bro, we ended up tying 1-1, going to PKs, and we played on the field probably equivalent to Bray Buff High School.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was miserable, bro. I was this, and this is a COVID year, so imagine just traveling back and forth. We'd even we went from, where did we go first? We went from El Salvador back home, then we went straight to we stayed 2 days in Canada because if you don't, we wouldn't be able to train. Because you had to quarantine for 2 weeks. They're like, yo, we're not staying here too long. We're going to let you guys go home, family time. Then 2 days later, we flew to Panama. Panama was more open, more lenient. Just had a curfew at 11. We played against Taro. They beat FC Dallas the year before in Champions League. And then we ended up winning that game. So then we ended up playing the Haitian team. And they were a team that was not even, bro. They couldn't tie anyone's shoes, bro. And we were up 1-0, cruising. We scored in the first 10 minutes, and that happened in the 75th minute, and then they just parked the ball. It's wasted time. The goalkeeper ripped the net. So then
that's CONCACAF for you.
It was crazy, bro. It was wild. So then we played against and then we lost in penalties, and then the next year we're hey, we're just focused on CONCACAF. Yeah. But we ended up doing really well in the league, but the league was shortened because we had the bubble in Winnipeg, which was miserable. That was the miserable one for a month. And then we started off 4-4. We started off terrible again. And I was like, yo, you guys, Valor started off like 7-1-1 or some bullshit. I was like, yo, Valor's not good. I don't care if they hear it. I was like, yo, y'all were just nice at home because they had played all their games at home. So after when the bubble was done, they had to go on away trips. And they just got smoked. And I was like, yep, this makes a lot more sense. So then we ended up doing better coming up. Then we had the Canadian Championship run. We lost to Montreal 11 kicks. Tristan Henry again, I'm sorry. But if it comes down to the goalkeeper to take penalties, it's like, all right, yo, like, but all those guys always say that. Like, I talked to Joel Waterman on my podcast. I was like, yo, you know we should have won that game, right? He always says, like, yeah, you guys are killing us. So that Montreal game was like, that's when everybody's like, okay, this Forge team is different. And then
you guys had a dynasty.
Yeah,
for
so
real.
then and then we ended up, I don't know how they did it. I always make fun of these guys. I'm like, yo, you guys are the mafia because there's no chance you should have me, Becker, Chris, Omar Brown, who, if you guys remember, cooked TFC in the Concacaf Champions League when he played it for the Panamanian team, Independiente. Scored a hat trick, and that's what got him his MLS deal from Montreal against TFC. Yeah. Omar Brown, Borges, Mo Babuli, Emery Welshman. Like, how you gonna have all of us on it to Daniel? I'm like, yo, all of us on the same team, and we don't go. No, we have to qualify for Champions League. So we ended up, obviously, the hardest game was probably in Panama when we got a red card. Mo got a red card. Typical Concacaf.
Yeah, just got Concacaf.
Yeah, got Concacaf. But we literally sat. We played like a 4-4-1, and then we just sat the whole time, or 5-3-1. And Becker scored a free kick like an 85th minute to make it 2-0, and then we tied 0-0 at home, and then we were up 1-0.
And then you guys got the red card.
And then we got a red card in the 25th minute.
That's a long game.
Damn, the 30th minute. It was like 30th minute, but still, it was like, damn, bro.
It's gonna happen just like last time. They're gonna score. They're gonna sit.
They hit the first 15 minutes. It should have been 2-0 them at least.
Shit.
They hit the post and hit the other post, went out. They hit the crossbar. Man missed a sitter. And then I was like, okay. If you guys are missing all of this, it's just soccer. Like, they're not gonna. There's no chance they're scoring now. So then we ended up scoring. And they're like, wow. Then we got a red card, and we just literally just parked the bus. It was like the old school Italian defending. That's it.
4-4-2.
Shift, shift, drop, head it out, boot it down the field, step. Like, yo, that's it. And then we ended up going to the Costa Rican team, and then we lost in the first like 3-1. Everyone's, oh man, Forge might be out. We scored the first goal too, and they scored 3 goals on that side. I was like, fuck. But then they came the cold ass Hamilton.
Yeah.
Different environment.
On turf, cold turf. They came out 20 minutes before the game was supposed to start. They brought their jerseys and everything. They warmed up in their kit and everything. Bruh. And we Concacaf them. We didn't give them no heaters or anything like that. They were freezing on the bench. So any guy they put on, coming on cold. Yup. And that game was packed. I remember Omar scored a 40-yard screamer, bar down. I'm like, yeah, we won this game. 20 minutes into the game, one timer. I was like, nah. Mo plays it across the top, like 25 yards. One timer, top corner, bar down. I was like, yeah. The stadium was rocking. I was like, yeah, we won this game. There was no chance. But yeah.
Jeez.
Now, the CPL competition and everything like that, it was dope. The only issue was that, like, you're playing against the same guys all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So, like, I played against Marco Bustos probably like 10 times. And, like, at some point, it's like, yo, y'all got to switch it up. So, it's like...
Yeah, like what do you think CPL needs to do to take it to the next level?
You have to find a way to make it more entertaining. I mean, because it's almost like how MLS was in the beginning, and it's a brand new league.
Yeah.
The players just get rotated on every team. Like, you know what I mean? Someone goes from Calvary to York, or York to Otto. You know what I mean? People just get rotated.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's finding the best fit. But the one thing that I liked about Forge, like, we kept the core, and we didn't sign anyone from another team. It's like we never signed someone from York United. We never signed someone from Ottawa. Like, we always signed like free agents from somewhere else. So USL, MLS. Like, we got David Edgar. He changed our whole team in 2019 when we got Eddie. And in 2020 as well. And then we got Mo. Mo was just a free agent. So, like, I think that was a difference. We went not outside of the Ontario per se, but outside of the CPL to find.
At least it's something different.
It's
something different.
It changes the whole ball game, 100%. So I think that's what, and you need to raise the salary, bro. I mean, now it's what, 30,000, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the base. Or Or no, that's the.
I think if you live at home, they can give you a certain amount, and then the rest they say it's like stipend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before it was like there was like no minimum the first year. Second year they ended up making like 22,000. I'm like, bro, you can work at McDonald's and make more.
Yeah.
So what's gonna entice people to leave school to come play in the CPL?
Mm-hmm.
Exposure. But how much exposure are we really getting? One soccer, and then what else?
And it's paid program.
And it's paid program.
Yeah.
It's not like how legal in Ontario you can just click on the website and it's like live. You know what I mean? Which is fair. Like you have to make some type of revenue somewhere.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure the product is good on the field if you're doing that. So I don't know. I want to go into that kind of business. I want to go like sports broadcasting and all that stuff. I don't want to get behind the scenes after I'm done playing. But there's definitely other ways to make it more entertaining. Even if you have to use social media, like TikTok blowing up, like do something. You know what I mean? Like I think they created a TikTok account at CPL.
I mean, they
like,
should.
You know what I mean?
They have CPL and a lot of.
And then it's
teams
up to
have
the
it.
but then it's up to the players too to make that shit entertaining.
Yeah.
Like the goals that I was seeing this year that were being scored, bro. I'm like, yo, there's some crazy bicycle kick from top 18, Baloo. I was like, damn. All right, if you do that, then that's gonna get people are gonna be like, wait, hold on. People are scoring bikes from the top of 18. It's either the goalie's bad or this guy's just amazing.
Yeah.
So people
No,
are gonna
nonetheless,
look
they
at-
got to promo that.
Yeah, you got to promo that.
Yeah.
Like, it's still easy marketing, right? So I think that, and then the people that call the games. If the people that call the game, Adam Jenkins is not bad. At least he has energy. He's enthusiastic about it. So I respect him. And obviously Christian Jack, if he's on it too as well.
Yeah, legend.
Yeah, but I think you got to get more, like Jordan Wilson helps with One Soccer now too.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
that.
you see
He
that,
provides
yeah.
a different, like.
Adds a different,
vibe.
different perspective. Like it's an actual player that's still playing.
The thing is, I feel like you're not gonna get some of these like I don't know. It's hard because you're not gonna get some of these guys who like love watching European football.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get a lot more locals to like join it, want to tune in, want to like watch, want to support. And that's what it is, Canadian football.
Yeah.
But like they have to find out like how do you get these guys? How do you get these? Even the younger crowd, the younger guys. I know they're watching Premier League football, or whatever. But how do you get these guys to watch our league? Come watch a game at night. Come watch a game during the day. You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever thought about this though? Like, because we grew up around soccer, how many guys do you guys know that are playing in the CPL? You guys know a lot of them, right?
I know a couple. Yeah.
You know a couple of guys that, especially like York and all those, like, people are gonna go watch their friends play.
Yeah.
People are gonna pay to watch their friends play
Yeah.
because, like, damn, my friend's a professional soccer player. He's getting paid to do what he loves. You have to find. That's why baseball is so big in America, because those little random places that all they know is baseball. Like when their kids come back from school, they're playing catch with their dad. Like that little thing. But we also have to remember. I said this on my podcast, Top Bid Talks. They were like, "Yo, you have to remember that Canada only has 38 million people. Our main sport is hockey. Where else do we play soccer other than, like, consistently other than Ontario, Quebec, and BC?
Yeah.
It's like, so you're splitting the attention of 38 million people with hockey, with basketball now because the Raptors are good, and then you know what I mean. It's tough. So you're like, okay, 38 million people, a third or more, half the country watching hockey, especially in the middle part of Canada.
Yeah.
And then Ontario is probably a mix, but you have the GTA that's probably watching all mixed. But like when you go to like London and stuff like that, those guys don't care about soccer. You go in those small pockets like Sault Ste. Marie and all them places. This
Yeah.
is hockey, bro. They don't know anything else. So it's kind of tough. So people say, yo, America has 10 times more people than us. 350 million people. If 50 million people are watching soccer, that's still a good number. If you're saying like in revenues and viewership and stuff like that.
Yep.
But if only 1 million people are watching or 5 million people are watching one soccer at sparse, and if the quality's not good, they're like, watch 10 minutes, turn it off.
Yeah.
Get bored, right? Because they see the stadium, they don't see anyone in the crowds. They're like, yo, if there's no one in the crowd, why am I watching this at home?
Yeah.
Like I could be watching something else. But when you're watching the EPL, you see, or La Liga or whatever, you see the fans, you're like, yeah, this place probably rocking. Like this is an important game.
Yeah.
Every game's important.
An
Whereas
atmosphere makes a difference.
it makes a
Yeah.
whole difference. Even if you're even when I'm watching from home, I'm like, yo, I'll be watching it, I'm like, damn, this shit looks like it's popping. It's like I can imagine just being there as a casual fan or even as playing. So I think that makes a whole difference.
Even when you watch sports without like you don't hear anything in the background, like no crowd chanting or anything, like
It doesn't feel the same.
I'll change that right away.
100%.
Because it doesn't feel
it's
like
the
you're
thing,
watching
it's
anything.
definitely commentary too, because if you're just watching a sport and it feels like you're there because you don't hear anything. It's like
Exactly. Who's that man? What's his name? He does MLS games now. And he always says magisterial Messi and all those guys. What's his name?
Ray
Hudson. Like a man like that gets you amped. You're like, you know what I mean? You're watching
That's
the
the
game.
best guy.
Yeah, you're like, yo. And there's the next guy that was commenting in the World Cup as well. Like I was watching World Cup in
Martin
Canada.
Tyler?
And I think so.
Peter Drury.
Peter Drury.
Yeah.
The man be telling whole like fairy tale stories before a game. You know what I mean? It sounds so cool. Like he makes you feel like you're there yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So commentary definitely does matter. And just how the league is shown.
Yeah.
It matters. Like how it's marketed. Like I know it sucks, but like even MLS, they get their best players, their best looking guys to do marketing stuff. Like to make the league stand out. Like obviously you get like a Vela, Gareth Bale and those guys, but then you get the random American dude who looks good, who can market, you know what I mean? Because it's about money too, and MLS is about money. Like if you're trying to copy the MLS way, or if like, I don't know, because if you have a salary cap, they're trying to copy the MLS way.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to copy the MLS way, just look at what they're doing.
They got to find the right investors and someone who they have to find an investor who has the vision of seeing where this can go, and yeah, guys who have money just invest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
and
has to
see this, and this can go somewhere. It's gonna take some time.
It'll take
but
time, yeah.
It needs to be in a big investment.
Yeah, the people that invest definitely should be guys that have soccer in mind, though.
Yeah.
In America, it's just business.
That's the thing.
The guys that have money, just how can I make more money? Like Magic Johnson don't know nothing about soccer, but LAFC, all your winning supporters, she's like, money's going in my pocket. Will Ferrell
the
don't
thing is,
know
when
anything.
LAFC
Maybe now they know more about soccer, but like
Even when LAFC, what's that other team that other actor owns is part of too?
Will Ferrell's at LAFC.
And there's the other team. It's
Matthew McConaughey's at
Austin.
Austin.
Matthew McConaughey, Austin.
Yeah.
Like before that team even came into the league, like they had a huge fan base, and even Charlotte.
Charlotte too,
Right?
But Charlotte was in the USL before, but like yeah, they had a huge Nashville as well.
But like
Yeah.
they start off their stuff like off the bat like strong, and
Yeah.
they know they have like the fan base to like start with. And yeah, I guess maybe CPL didn't really have that, but we're it's here now. But like get it going, get that fan base going. Like what is York United? What is Forge?
Yeah,
What is
it just sucks because York is in the same district as Toronto FC. People are like, yo, do I go to a Toronto FC game? And you gotta lower the ticket prices too, bro. Don't make it like I said. I understand like you need to get money back, but like fam, if I can pay $25 to get a Toronto FC ticket, and I can pay $25 to watch York United, I'm gonna watch Toronto FC. I don't care about traffic.
Even just for the stadium, even just for the stadium itself.
Just stadium and stuff, just being there, it changes the whole ball game. You know what I mean? So it's like, why you have to find a way to put more butts in the stands, whether it's the product on the field or cutting prices.
or like make it an experience. You know
Make
what I
an
mean?
experience, 100%.
Make it like
if you're gonna charge that much, be like, yo, you get a free drink with a hot dog on the side,
Or
and
like,
then your
you know,
kids
have
come
some-
in for
have
free.
some-
Buy one, get one free.
have a good quality like hot dog.
Let's
get some good
Some
scan
good
in
scan,
there.
get a
yeah.
T-shirt with it.
Get some good
something.
scan in. Some nice food truck.
Yeah, bro. Make it like a whole event. But
Yeah.
it's kind of tough. That's why I like Forge, because the stadium is right in the neighborhood.
I think they have their fan base.
Yeah, and then because of Ticats, like Hamilton don't want to be synonymous with Toronto. Hamilton is like its own, like that's why when the Argonauts play, it's like rivalry.
And even when
and
we
Ticats
watched the
Argos.
York United Forge game one time, and like the
Rivalry.
Forge fans were louder than the York fans.
Yeah, and
This guy was getting into it with the
yeah,
Forge.
yeah.
I just wanted
It's
to have
'cause
a good time.
Yeah,
That's why I wanted to have a good
and we
time.
barely have anyone there. It's like there's more York fans, but like those guys are just passionate. They don't care about being part. They want Hamilton to be its own sports city, and it's been because like they won the CEBL, and then we won the CPL, and Ticats have gone to the Grey Cup final twice in the last 4 years or some shit like that.
Yeah.
They never managed to win, but like fuck, I mean, just getting there is tough enough, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I think York being in like the same city as TFC is tough.
it's tough.
It is.
There's no ways around it, and like. You look around it, it's like, okay, Toronto C's downtown Toronto. I could get food. I could do this. I could do
you
this.
could do a lot.
Right before the game. I could do a lot right
And they have the
before.
X.
It's literally like an event. You have the X. You come to York University, it's like, damn,
There's nothing here.
nothing, bro.
TTC.
I live here, bro. I know. I'm like, bro, York was even worse back in the days. If you guys just like, bro, it's like now there's like more things around York, but you like you said, you gotta make it a whole experience, 100%.
Yeah, I think commentary and atmosphere is huge.
Huge,
Like
bro.
I know all you guys have seen that darts clip rolling around.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
darts final.
Yeah.
You
Oh
seen
yeah, that's just hilarious.
like yo, that was
the
a
bowling one too. The
vibe.
bowling one too.
Yeah.
It's like that guy's swearing like
Oh,
it's the end of the
yeah,
world.
the
You know
older
what?
guy,
Yeah, the
yeah.
older guy.
Like, the
yeah.
atmosphere was like a vibe, and
Yeah.
like CPL's got to promote. Yeah, these best goals, like
All the
fans
time.
popping off,
Or
like,
skill check and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like MLS, after every week, you see someone, even if it's not a skill check, Like someone just cut someone, they're like, oh, skill check. But they're constantly posting something.
They need to bring up their media game up too,
Yeah.
and even people like I'm not trying to say like we should. It has to be us, but like people like us where we can like go out there, represent the team or this team or the league, and spread it throughout social media, and not just CPL trying by themselves or like the teams trying to distribute by themselves.
I think there's something has to go with the hiring process too, though. Like you got to hire people that have those personalities to be able to manage those social media accounts.
Yeah.
If you have someone that's, no offense, lame, and they're doing social media on
But like
Instagram,
they were just hired because they knew the owner's son.
yeah, or because they're good with technology. Just because you're good with technology doesn't mean you know what to post on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, do you know how to make a reel? Do you know how to make a TikTok? Do you know how to make it attractive? Do you know how to make it like stand out? You know what I mean? So it's like, there's a lot of things, and you just might have to just hire someone that you might not know their background, but if they're good at it, they're good at it. If it's gonna bring you attention, that's all that matters. That's what I think.
For sure.
CPL's only gonna get better. There's still quality players there.
Yeah.
I think the best thing for them is that hopefully they can get teams into Champions League, more exposure, because they took out the Concacaf League leading up to the World Cup. So I think the first place team in the CPL qualifies for Champions League, and then the winner of the CPL, the final, qualifies as well. And
Yeah.
obviously, if it's the same winner, the second.
Why'd they take out Concacaf League? Like, just cause?
Yeah, they're adding more teams to Concacaf Champions League. Instead of just having around of 16, they're doing 32
Yeah.
teams.
It's like the European Champions League. They're combining the two. No?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. No, I mean, yeah, CPL's a young league. Like, when did it start? 2019?
2019, bro.
Yeah, there's so much time to excel, and there's so many ballers in the league. But just got to promote it more, I think.
That's it.
Yeah, you just gotta get eyes on the game of the CPL. You get eyes on it. Even I know it would be hard for them to get it on like TV, because I know like a lot of kids are gonna be watching it with their parents coming up.
But what kind of team? I feel like everything's just streaming now.
I know a lot of it's streaming, but
Put it on
I,
YouTube.
I feel like maybe
Yeah.
okay.
Put
I'll
it on
admit,
YouTube.
Somewhere
YouTube,
people can
yeah.
somewhere people can access it.
Or like put it on both, but like if you want to like subscribe to like a YouTube channel and like have their special like videos.
Yeah,
Like, it's
because their
different.
subscription for CPL, how much is it? One soccer, like $100.
expensive, but like
But
the
they give
zones
you
and-
everything though. But the zone,
It's all $100.
like I'm saying, the zone, the quality is different.
Yeah.
yeah.
How the zone's presented is a lot different.
Yeah, the
Like,
zone-
when you click the zone, you're like, okay, oh, I
Nice.
can watch this. Nice, you know what I mean? It's like, I can watch a lot of different sports, all that stuff. One soccer is obviously just soccer, but okay, CPL probably not the best quality, but then you watch the national team games. Now our national team's probably going to play better countries, but at first we were playing, you're not trying to watch Canada versus Nicaragua or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the women's team, like, you're not trying to watch them again. You know what I mean? Unless they're playing big teams, you're not going to watch it. So you have to find a way to get, like, maybe you should combine with like League One Ontario, League One BC, and put the games up there too. But like League One want their shit to be free, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be $100. That's
No,
a rip-off,
Yeah.
bro.
that's what I'm trying to say. It shouldn't be the same price as like the zone.
No.
Even Fubo
Yeah,
is $100. It's not as good as quality as the zone, but like it shouldn't be on par with those two.
yeah. I don't think so. You're right, 100%.
I mean, but they're finding ways to continue to promote the game.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like FTF Canada, who you collabed with to start a podcast.
Yes,
How,
sir.
how'd that come about? And what do you see in FTF?
Yo, I was on my way to practice one time. Marcus Hansen, the founder of FTF, messaged me, and I played with him at Sigma as well. And yeah, he was like, yo, we're thinking about starting a podcast with FTF. He's like, yo, we wanted you to be a co-host. I was like, damn, I've always wanted to start my own podcast, but like, I just never had the time.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, if you can tell me exactly what you want, like in writing, whatever, and how you want it to be, like contract, everything. And then he was like, yeah, I just want you to like, yo, be real. And I was like, I could be real. And like, because I've networked through CPL, MLS, I've been able to get quality interviews. And obviously soccer gets too much. Like I tell Adam, I'm like, yo, sometimes like the timing has to be perfect for me to be able to sit down. Because he's in BC. So we have to do most of our stuff from Zoom. But it was just dope. He was like, yeah, like, yo, we'll pay you, we'll do this, and now I'm like, yo, you don't have to pay me. Like, put the money, reinvest the money back into the actual podcast, and like, let's just make it bigger. I'm like, I'm making my salary already. Like, I don't know. It's all right, bro. And he's like, all right. He's like, I'll put you in connection with Shane and Kevin, like the guys that help us edit and cut clips. And I think I give you guys credit for, bro. The editing part, wow. Fam, let me tell you, bro. Why am I telling you? You tell, fam. I give all these guys, because I watch podcasts all the time, I give everybody, whoever does the editing and all that shit, God bless you, bro. Because that is time.
Yeah.
That is
Definitely.
effort. That is like precision. I'm like, after the first time, I was like, nah, I'm done.
You tried editing?
I tried. I said, nope. Y'all do this, bro. Y'all got it. It's three y'all. I have to play soccer still. Like y'all got this, bro. But nah, it's a great experience. Like we've had Christian Jack, Joel Waterman, Julian D'Souza. We recently just did a pod with Richie. So that's about to drop soon. So that should be cool. I'm trying to get Becker and then Bobby. I'm gonna see what Bobby's saying. Be dope. But just little by little, I just talking real shit, bro.
Yeah.
People need to hear it from, like, after I seen Draymond Green start his podcast, I'm like, nah, anyone can do anything at this point. And he has it. Bro, this guy goes on after finals games. Yo, so
Holding
welcome to
that
the
mic.
Draymond Green. I'm like, dog, didn't you just finish a game 20 minutes ago? This guy's like fresh out of the shower, put on his clothes. Yo, podcasting his whole time. So like, yo, people want to know from the athletes' perspective.
And they want to
bro.
hear their stories too.
Hear the stories
they
as
do.
well.
They're interesting stories. Even like
Yeah.
yours today. Like
Yeah.
that whole stuff was interesting. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I think it's cool that even guys that are around the game often, even if you haven't played at the highest level, you still know so much more than a lot of people. Like I've met some dumb, like people that are just fans, but just feel like they can say anything,
and I think they're
and it's wild. It's like I met some really dumb people
get it.
that talk about soccer, and it just makes no sense. Like you can have your opinion, but like for you to walk around like and think it's facts, it's like it's wild.
back
to
your
me.
shit up right.
It's actually
true.
wild to me. Like, and then they look at you, they're like, yo, you're wrong. I'm like, you've never played with the players I played with or even stepped close to them. I know exactly what's going on, and you are very wrong.
Yeah. Who's gonna have a better perspective
Yeah.
than someone like you who's experienced it?
someone that's ever played in that level. Like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna, like, I don't ever shut down people's opinions. I laugh. If I don't agree with it, it's like, yeah, you're wrong. But like, all right, that's your opinion. I respect your opinion. But like, people that try to force their opinion on you, I'm like, hey, come on. If you don't know, then you don't know. Because you only see from the surface level.
No, I commend you for it too, because I feel like a lot of the athletes kind of shy away from putting themselves out on social media, trying to create content to grow the game, and the fact that you're doing it, even coming here, it's something to applaud, right?
Bro, I've always wanted to come here. I'm like, yo, you guys setup is fucking sick.
Thank you.
Like, yo, maybe invest in some camp. But then my partner's all in Vancouver, my area. We good on Zoom for now. But nah, for sure. Like, I think the only reason is because a lot of guys are still playing in their teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. You got to be PC a lot. So yeah, you can't really just be going out there and saying whatever.
You can't say too much.
Can't go until you retire. I
But
guess.
once you get that, when people understand your personality, like Draymond Green, everybody knows he's outspoken, and everybody knows I'm outspoken. Especially, I built that up from Forge. Like when I was in New York, I was more timid, but like I was able to do like marketing stuff like that, so people knew I was out. Like I can speak, like I can go to places, like I fit in, like whatever. But once I got to Forge and like I was doing well and we were winning, and like I was like, you know what I mean? You got your name out there. That's when I started speaking a lot more as one of the more prominent voices in the league. And then I just took it from there. I'm like, yo, I'm going to just say what the truth is at this point. Like, I don't need to hide behind it. But there's a way to say your truth and just say it respectfully as well. So I think that's what athletes have to learn how to balance. Because a lot of guys don't finish school. We don't do public speaking. We don't do, like, people don't really, you have a lot of PRs telling you, like, yo, say this. If they ask you this, say this. Like, when I was in New York, because New York media is different.
Yeah.
So like these guys will ask you the questions like, bro, like, fam, I don't know. Like, so like they tell you if they say this, say this. If you don't want to answer, if you don't feel comfortable. So we had the best people working for us in New York. But when I got to Forge, I was like, yeah, nah, man, y'all are in my city, my town, my area. Like I'm speaking my truth. So that's what it was.
And people gravitate towards that, right?
Yeah,
They respect it. A lot of people respect that more.
yeah.
for
And
sure.
now because at first in North America, like if you were a person that wasn't prop and prim, you know what I mean, blue collar. They weren't doing that. But then, like, a lot of other athletes changed the ball game. Like, let's say Allen Iverson, for example. Like, yo, he's like, I don't give a damn. He's like, practice. But then if you back it up, you're like, what are you going to tell these guys? You're just going to say, I don't like their personality, but, like, they get the job done. And if it's North America and the owners are about making their money, it's a results business. So if you're getting the results, they're like, damn, I may not like his personality, but he's helping my team win and he's putting money in my pockets.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, what can you do?
Yeah.
So
Because you're just building brand at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've unlocked more opportunities for yourself just by putting yourself out there.
that's it. That's the most important thing.
And fans like that too because they build a relationship with the player. It's like, I know this. I feel like I know the guy now. Like I know this player. I know how he is because he speaks his mind. And at least he communicates to like the fan base properly
100%.
and not just like kiss his ass like
The Forge fan base loved it though. I used to be talking mad smack. Like people were like, when I was about to leave Forge, people were like, oh, what team? Some guys are asking me, oh, come to Pacific. Pacific fans? I said, hell no. I was like, I told them straight up on Twitter. I was like, I will never go to Pacific. Like, nice try. Like, I'll be talking bad smack back. But it's genuine. It's like, yo, I mean it. But at the same time, it's no disrespect to you. I just said, nah, I'll never go to Pacific. Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's funny. But like, yeah, a lot of more players are definitely going to come out and start getting into this kind of space, media space, because you want people to know the truth.
Well, you don't see it much in Europe either. And like the only one who's really came out and spoken, it was like, for example, and as of recently is probably Ronaldo. And like, if anything, him speaking his mind, maybe didn't like his image look well, but at least like his fan base still true to him, and like at least the United fan base like kind of I guess appreciated it as a United fan because what he said now like the owners, you know,
They're on the hot seat.
now they're on like a hot seat and they're
Yep.
like shit like the fan base knows now because Ronaldo came out and said shit about our team, and the fan base knows this shit, and they want to, but they're not a big voice like a player like Ronaldo is, and like when a player comes out like professionally and
He's about
starts
to be the
speaking
fir-
their mind,
Yeah,
like,
he's about to be the first player with 1 billion followers.
and that's the thing, like, if his actions, what he said on Piers Morgan's interview, changed Manchester United for like the better, even though he got knocked out, but thanks to him, like the club's gonna change thanks to players like you, football will change.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Bro, that interview was, I was like, damn, they did each other dirty. That's what I say. Because for you not to believe that his child was sick and he was, bro, if someone deserves the benefit of the doubt, it's Ronaldo. Like he's one person that was like, you thought he was gonna show up to preseason not fit?
Yeah.
What?
The one guy.
The one person you thought he was gonna pull up and be like, yo, I just need an extra week with my family. He's like, yo, if you're not there, like the one person after 21 years playing, he's one person I'd say, yo, would deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So like how that situation happened, I don't agree with him going on Piers Morgan at all people, because Piers is also a gaslighter.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yo, I consider you the greatest footballer of all time, and they do this. I'm like, bro, fam, it's either you sucking him up or are you like you know what I mean? It's like, are you there? Are you interviewing him as a fan, or are you trying to really get the proper
was a
truth?
fan, for
Yeah,
sure.
bro. So I didn't really like that, and like, it's not fair to Ronaldo as well. Like he has good English, but like obviously he doesn't have the best link. So him to articulate himself the way we would, it would probably be different if I was explaining the situation.
Yeah.
I think he was just saying that like Man United hasn't progressed as an environment
Since he's left.
since the last time he's been there, or maybe I would say maybe since Rooney's left, like since 2012. That after that Champions League and they lost to Barcelona. Sorry to tell you, but yeah, I think after that it was like when you guys got who's the coach?
Moyes?
David Moyes?
Moyes.
But even then, you guys were still kind of deep. But like, you know what I mean? The environment just didn't change. So he came back to the same thing after being at a club like Madrid and being at a club like Juve. He's like, yo, nothing's changed, bro. It's like I left here. He left there what? 23? He was 23.
Yeah. 23, 20, I think.
Yeah, 23, 24. He's like, bro, I'm 38, 37.
Things never changed.
15 years later, y'all still doing the same shit. It's like,
That's
yo,
crazy.
come on, bro. Like you have Tottenham buying a whole new stadium.
Yeah,
You have
that was nice.
City buying 1,001 players for 100 million. And you're like, yo, y'all still doing the same shit? Like, come on, bro. And Man U's like one of the richest clubs in the world, if not.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
Top 10 for sure.
That's what I'm saying for all that time. So I can understand his qualms after him being the most highest paid player and being the highest like marketed player. He's like, yo, I'm here. I sold you guys a bunch of made you guys a bunch of money, but I just
Where did that money go to?
same. When he said the same cooks and everything, I'm like, bro, so you thought they were just gonna fire them? He's like, you wanted them to lose their job? I was like, he's like, yeah, we have the same
He doesn't
cooks,
like
the
them.
same. Like, what are you talking
cooking with
about?
the same meal.
Yeah, bro, you
They
gotta
haven't
keep
changed
those
their
guys
menu.
that know the club from the ground up. You gotta keep those guys. The rest of the guys can get the fuck out of here. Yo, the cooks, the cleaners, all those guys gotta stay. The guy that does the fields and everything, those guys gotta stay. Those guys are the blood.
Those are the
and sweat.
hardworking
Those are
players.
hardworking guys.
Yeah.
Those other guys gotta go. But yeah. that situation was definitely different.
But it's true. Like
it's sad the way it ended though.
Players need to speak up their mind. They're not so robotic. Maybe like Messi, like how he speaks, he's quiet.
Yeah.
Maybe this World Cup we saw him kind of speak up a little bit. But it's different.
Apparently he's autistic.
We've heard, we've heard.
Wait, I thought you were laughing like I was making that shit up. I was like, I heard. That's what I heard too.
No, yeah, we've heard.
Okay, I was just making sure. Like,
But no, a lot of players are quiet. A lot of players are quiet in general. But
100%. But like I said, you learn that because like a lot of players, like it depends on the environment you're in.
Yeah, and then they're not puppets, but like they're controlled by the media and who.
You also get paid a lot of money. You could lose the club a lot of money if you say the wrong thing. So I can understand. Yeah. I can understand like balance. Like you could speak your mind, but say it in a way where it's not
affecting you or the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
So there's a lot of guys that speak their mind that say like, yeah, we were terrible. Like it's like
Tony Cruz does it a lot, actually.
He's like, yeah, we weren't good enough, this and that. Like, but when you reach that status, then people are gonna respect it a lot more. There's a couple guys that say it. It's like, yeah, fam,
you're shit.
Nah, just be like,
or don't.
Yeah, just go to locker room. That's it, yo.
What are your thoughts on how Canada did at the World Cup?
Honestly, I don't know. As a fan, I wanted them to make it to at least the next round. As a fan,
same.
At least, I didn't think they weren't gonna score. I always knew they had the ability to score, but I think they didn't do enough finishing drills before they got to the World Cup. They had the opportunities.
They could have scored against Belgium.
Yeah, they could have scored against Belgium a lot of times. But I'm just making a joke, like they didn't do a lot of finishing drills. But like they had opportunities. That Belgium game really put people on notice. And I think it sucked that they lost that game. If they tied that game, it would have been a whole different. They had more to play for. Because then you go and play against Croatia, who just tied. And then Croatia sees what you did against Belgium. So now they're lacing up their boots like, yeah. And then when you hear John Herdman, what he said after the game against Belgium, those Croatians don't. You know the Croatian mobsters that are like in Oakville and Hamilton, like Croatian, and the Croatians that are in men's league and the OSA and stuff like that. Those don't play no games, bro. Yeah. So I'm just thinking, man, imagine Modric and these men. Imagine what they're thinking. Yeah. Because they can play with the ball. Oh yeah. But if worse comes to worse, they'll play trench football. They hit to the striker, chest it down when Mandzukic was there back in the day. Next guy, you know what I mean? They'll play that gritty soccer too. So it was just tough that. It was good that we scored. We got that goal because the penalty shot got me upset against Belgium. Yep. But it's good that we scored. But a team like Croatia and Morocco, they went to the semifinals for a reason, right?
Yeah. It's a group of death.
Group of death. You didn't know it until it actually happened. You're like, whoa, what's going on right now? Because I thought the group of death was going to be South Korea, Ghana, Uruguay, and Portugal. Mm-hmm. And it was until Morocco and Croatia got to the semifinal. I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. But I expected the guys. Obviously, I expected more from like the superstars, but at the same time, as a player myself, now this is me speaking my player brain. It's like I understand why they didn't do as well as everyone thought they should have.
Yeah, just an experience kind of thing.
It's experience, bro. Belgium had 2 shots. Look at the goal they scored. Half volley, left foot.
Batshuayi.
What are the those guys, when it comes to like that moment of quality that they need, like they don't flinch. It's not like they've done it so many times. It's like second nature. So it's just that. And then like the formation change, you can get into all the tactics and stuff like that. But I think Canada, if we want to be good, we got to play our best players in their best positions.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's what I said.
Who do you think wasn't in their best position?
I mean, the first game when Alfonso was playing left wing back, look what was happening against Belgium. Richie and Alfonso are Carrasco had to get subbed off at time. I think he's still in Rich's pocket.
That's true.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
And then Davies played 3 different positions in that World Cup.
Yeah, he played left wing back, then he played left wing, and then he played 10, then he played right wing. Yeah. I was like, bro, I understand he's the best player. But he's the best player playing left wing back.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what I think. But hey, I'm not. People can think I'm a hater because I wasn't there. Hey, man, nah, man. I was cheering for y'all. I wanted y'all to do as best as you can. But I know, like, the guys that had nothing to lose are the ones that that played the best, in my opinion. Like Alistair, Richie, Kamal, like those guys had nothing to lose. You can go back to them like, oh, he played in the MLS. That's what other people were gonna say.
But like now they're saying, oh shit, he played in the MLS.
Yeah, so it changes the ball game, right?
Johnson already got Gotta
Yeah.
move. Celtic.
That's what I'm saying. You got to move to Celtic. So like, shit happens, and then Tejan getting linked to Juve, Milan, Inter. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's dope that that's happening. But 100%, like, I was after the first game, I was like, damn, maybe they can really do something. But then, like I said, my soccer player mind, I'm like, nah, Croatia's gonna be ready.
Yeah. Morocco surprised a lot of people too.
Yeah.
But
Morocco's
now you see the
surprised as
team,
well.
Moroccan team. The Moroccan team is quality.
2026 is gonna be interesting because there's gonna be more teams now too. So how they manage that is gonna be definitely different.
It'll definitely be interesting. I got one more question. Who's your GOAT?
Come on now.
It's
Been a goat
who's your goat?
Been the GOAT for a long time, in my opinion. Is Lionel Andres Messi.
Yeah.
Been
It's a lot of people's goats.
a lot of people's goats. You know why? It actually so there's 3 things that made me solidify. World Cup, obviously, this World Cup. The other time that helped me solidify, I'm like, yo, Messi's the best. When Patrick, Andrea, and David said he was the best ever.
All
You're
3 of
hearing
them.
it first.
Yeah.
You're hearing it from
Yeah,
them.
I was like, okay. They said Messi's the best ever, and they said Ronaldo, CR7 second.
Really? And
Really?
they've watched, I guess, Maradona.
They said, obviously, soccer is a different game, but he said the stuff that those two have been doing doesn't even matter what era it's in. Because imagine you put Messi and Ronaldo in Maradona's era.
It's tough.
No one's catching Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
you
tough,
Ronaldo,
though.
no one's catching that guy. He was the fastest human being.
That's tough though, because athletes have just evolved.
That's what I mean. The
Yeah.
athleticism. So you put the prime Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
say
He could.
2000,
Yeah, no doubt, though.
2009 to 2015 Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Real Madrid Ronaldo. You put him in Maradona's era, fam.
Yeah.
Nah, no doubt though.
That's what I mean.
Like you put like
But people are saying you put Maradona in this era. Maradona's not dribbling past man like Messi is though.
I don't like comparing like how
The eras,
players
that's what
would
I mean.
play in different eras.
Yeah.
Because like you put I don't know, Mahrez in like the 70s. Yeah, he'll be the best player in the
100%.
world. Like for sure.
I don't know if he can handle it physically. Mahrez, I'm saying Mahrez.
Yeah.
Because like he's just very skinny, so he'll probably get chopped down. But like Ronaldo and Messi, like Messi scored 91 goals and 23 assists in 1 year.
Yeah, crazy.
Fam, there's only 52 weeks in a year. And you don't play for like 2.5 months. So for you,
insane.
for you to do that, you're averaging, if you played every day, every weekend of the year, you're averaging 2 goals a week. That is nuts. And Ronaldo, like when Messi scored 50 in La Liga and Ronaldo scored 46, I was like, yo, what is going on?
What a
Like,
year.
are there goalkeepers or they're not? Like, it makes no sense. So for them to do like that, just automatically is like, yo, for someone to score 91 goals and for Jared Mueller to do it in 86 back then, it's like, bro, a man's doing 91 against some of the best center backs ever. Ronaldo too. Like, I'm not saying he has how many goals? 800 goals now?
Something like that.
Something like that?
A lot.
Oh, and then the second one is like when I seen the numbers. So obviously the World Cup, Messi, what he did in the World Cup is like, yo, fam. He didn't put Argentina. He put Argentina on his back when it mostly mattered. Like when it mattered the most. I'm not saying he carried Argentina in the World Cup because that team has been a dog team.
Yeah,
That's the difference between this Argentina team and the last Argentina team.
Yeah.
Portugal kind of let down Ronaldo, in my opinion,
like this year or just in general.
in general.
Okay.
I think they let down Ronaldo. I think when Ronaldo was in his prime,
The team was ass.
the team was ass.
Yeah, it was a garbage team.
It wasn't. They were like, if you look back at it, now you're gonna say they're ass because of the team they have now.
Yeah.
But at that time, they had João Moutinho was still there.
Raul Morales.
Raul Morales. Those guys were
They were in their prime.
Yeah, they were in their prime. They just came off winning a
Pepe was,
Champions
like,
League.
World Cup, like,
Yeah, Pepe
so
was in his
Italy.
prime. Yeah, like
They had good, yeah,
they had a good team. Everyone was in their prime.
But
Like
you look
but
at
they
their front
didn't
line, they're
fight
like
for as much as Argentina
they
fought
didn't
for
fight.
Messi.
That's what I mean. They didn't fight for Ronaldo as much as Argentina fought for Messi.
Yeah, they fought for
Like
Messi. this
Messi,
World Cup.
bro. Argentina, they put 4 defensive midfielders in their midfield 4. And they said,
much.
yo, we're defending 4-4-2. Messi and Julian Alvarez stay up top. The rest of us just going to defend. And it reminds me of the old Barca when they had Messi, Neymar, Suarez. Everybody else defended. Even Iniesta said, yo, I got to track back, slide tackle. Do all. Rakitic used to come off. His face was red, like exhausted. But like you knew as soon as you won the ball, you get it to one of those motherfuckers, game. And then you had the difference between the World Cup 2014 and this World Cup, you had Di Maria. Di Di Maria for Argentina, bro.
I know you're going.
He never has a bad game for Argentina.
In the final, every final he scored for every final he's played in.
I
Di Maria.
know, bro.
He's a big game player, man.
Big game.
Even for Madrid, he was a big game player.
No, he's a legend.
So that's why for me I was like, I was like, yeah, Messi's the GOAT only because, like, when you watch it, like just strictly football, you're like, yo, how's this guy doing this?
Yeah, and he's walking around for like 90% of the game.
He's definitely the
he's
best.
still insane.
No one will have talent like him.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think the talent it supersedes Ronaldo's hard work. But Ronaldo's like everyone says like first and second, like being second is not out of every footballer ever, fam.
Yeah.
I am conceding. I say CR7 is the second best player ever.
He is the most athletic footballer of all time.
You think so?
Ronaldo, yeah.
Did you see what the Morocco guy did against Portugal though? The donkey jumped over the That's some athleticism, bro.
And the series?
Yeah, he was looking like LeBron James in that header, yo. Nah, but Ronaldo, prime Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think he's the most athletic soccer player.
Most hardworking.
He's up there.
He's up there. I mean, it's hard because you have center backs that are like, yeah. But that's only. But like as an most athletic attacking player, I think so.
I just don't think anyone comes close to his work rate. His work rate is insane.
No chance.
Off the pitch.
Off the pitch.
Off the pitch, no chance.
And on the
His
pitch.
drive. Yeah,
But
but
he does his thing,
The
yeah.
one he's been able to reinvent himself.
Yeah, it's respectable.
Yeah, that's respectable. He's like, yo, fuck this. I'm tired of dribbling. I'm getting kicked too much. He's like, I'm gonna just post out. I'm gonna lay the ball off, running 18. Boom.
Yeah.
Every time the ball gets close, like 25 yards in, goal. I said, all right, yo, you got that.
Yeah.
But like footballing, like the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Messi has 100 and something games less than Ronaldo. He's only 30 goals behind him in most goals scored ever. That and he's a lot more assists than him.
Yeah.
But then people are gonna say, yeah, but Messi played on this team. But I'm like, okay, if you gave Messi this Portugal team, do you think he can win the World Cup with this Portugal team?
no, he doesn't have the pull.
That's a security.
Who's Ronaldo's the pull? That's the thing. He didn't have one.
Yeah.
Don't have no dogs,
no
bro.
one was like, yo, Ronaldo, I got you.
No one was riding for
Yeah,
him.
that's
man.
kind of disrespect.
It's
Look,
true.
That's
I
what
know.
I mean.
It's
They let him
true,
down.
yeah.
It was like, at the same time, like,
Yeah.
Ronaldo's like, nah, I don't
Nah,
need you.
Pepe used to be his dog.
Ronaldo's like,
bro.
nah, I don't need
But
you.
Prime Pepe was Ronaldo's on Madrid.
Yeah,
that was his
yeah,
dog,
yeah.
bro. And Ricardo Carvalho too, when he was on Madrid too. Wow, that team was a bunch of this crack.
And Cohen
people.
Trout. too.
I was about to say,
Like
Contral had his back all the time.
Yeah, bro, those guys are a bunch of dogs. But like,
All the Madrid boys.
They don't have his back these days.
it's just that the center midfielders that played for Portugal, they're just all finesse. You didn't have that guy that was just like, you know what, Mascherano. Argentina had the Mascherano. Then you have DePaul and you have Enzo Fernandez.
Otamendi, too,
Yeah,
back there.
Bro, you had the guys that were just like, I don't even care if I'm not good on the ball.
Yeah.
I'm out here. Ah! Every
chop them
time.
down, chop
Yeah, only Pepe was that for Portugal.
Yeah.
Who else
That's
in the
true, that's
midfield
true.
for Portugal was doing that?
Raul Morales was kind of
He
messed
was
up in the
but
head.
like because his neck tats and everything. You had to live up to that. That's machine.
like
That's
criminal.
machine gun
He
Kelly on the field, dog.
He couldn't be finesse with that kind of
Yeah,
job.
with that kind
No.
of like
Hey.
that.
Quaresma.
Quaresma is a dog too.
Neck tats, but he was
Finesse,
disgusting.
but
Yeah,
he was still a dog. Like he'll fight.
Yeah.
But those guys are attacking. I'm talking about the guys behind Ronaldo. Say, yo,
Oh,
fam,
yeah.
you do what you gotta do. We're holding it down. Messi had that this World Cup. Like the other World Cups, he didn't have that. He had too much star power.
That was a team made for
him,
Messi.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know the conspiracy that Anthony Sorella said, but hey,
Him too.
Hey, this guy's a big conspiracy theorist.
wow,
so
what happened? You think it was a conspiracy that Argentina won the World Cup?
Yeah.
He's Brazilian. too,
He'll
that's
keep you here all night if he explains
How
it.
so?
I think every World Cup to an extent is fixed.
I think everything is fixed.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah.
Champions League is fixed. That is the biggest fixed one. I don't know about this World Cup, but I knew this World Cup was going to be good entertainment wise because everyone's in mid-season form.
Yeah, that's what he said too.
Everyone's going to be quality.
No.
So many
It was
goals.
a good World Cup.
Yeah.
But like Messi's your undoubted GOAT.
Undone.
Do you think anyone could surpass him like in the future?
Like how it took after Pele, it took how long for Maradona to come? Like 20, 30 years? I don't know. I just don't know if anyone can score the amount of goals that these guys have been scoring. Even Mbappe.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't think so.
No, 91 was generational.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it makes no sense. 800 goals in 1,000 games? How much Ronaldo has 1,000 games or something like that? Bro, that's wild.
And Messi was kind of chubby then too.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
I'm-
He had a bit of a double chin.
I can count the goals from when I first started playing soccer till now. I don't even have like 200. I'm talking about like when you're playing house league, you kick the ball over the goalkeeper's head. If you had the hardest shot, it was going in.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those ones.
Crazy.
Like that's wild, bro. So I think maybe in the future, maybe if people just get more athletic, but like.
That's just not them. Then the rest of the football's getting athletic. The rest of football
you
changes.
can see it now.
Football changes.
Football changes.
Yeah.
Do you think like Erling Haaland can do it? Nah. And Mbappe's best. He scored 50. Yeah. They just said this past season he scored like 50 or 50 something goals.
Yeah.
This past year.
Yeah, well, right now he's the top goal scorer in Liga, Champions League, and he got top goal scorer in the World Cup. So he's literally just bossing everything.
Yeah,
right
for 2022 he got like 57 goals. But yo, Ronaldo and Messi, that's a low year for them. When they got 1 year, like they got 50 something, people are like, wow, they're losing themselves. Yeah. I was like, what are you guys talking about, bro? People don't just score 50 goals. Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, that's man down to GOAT. I don't know. RP Pele. Because he started it all. Yeah. So like if we're gonna go to like the most influential of all time, it's gonna be Pele.
Yeah. And that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Influence, impact.
Influence, impact. I'd say Pele. But then you go to Maradona. He started the superstardom of football.
The way I like one take I kind of had about it, like did he change the game in any way? Because you could kind of say he's like a better version of Maradona, no? Mm-hmm. So it's like, what change or impact did Messi have in terms of him existing in the game? Like, let's say you take him out. Is football any different? Like, records-wise, yeah, like he has the records, but like the way it's played, like, is it any different if you take him out?
Depends on where are you taking him out of. Like, are you taking him
like he doesn't exist?
Out of the
like he doesn't exist.
Is football different?
Yeah,
if he doesn't exist.
I don't think.
Like if Pele never exists, football's like. I don't know what football is now. Like,
I think if you take out Pele, then like skill moves is never a thing.
Yeah.
Like dribbling is never. Dribbling and Jen obviously kicking the ball.
You've seen that clip where like
like dribbling's never a thing. But like there's a lot of people that are generational talent. It just happens. Like you had Pele, you had Cruyff, you had Maradona, then you got Ronaldinho pulled up. You're like, yo, who is this guy, bro? You're like, this guy's R9.
Like he changed strikers forever.
Stuff, you know what I mean? R9 was like, yo, a striker can be doing this, like drop in.
A striker can be doing step overs.
Like strikers just post up, run in behind, and then get in the box. Like I can get on the ball, peel out wide, step overs, shimmy, bro. Then you got Zidane. You're like, this guy's 6'2". You're like, you should not. Remember, everything used to be height. You're like, yo, you should not be playing attacking midfielder as a 6'2" guy.
Even Haaland, the shit he's doing now, like he should not be scoring half these goals he's scoring.
Yeah, but he's a tap-in GOAT. But a goal's a goal. I don't care.
But those tap-ins are like ridiculous.
Yeah, he's just great at finding the right place.
Yeah, his positioning's good.
That's what I mean. Like you had all these guys, and I don't think Barca's the same without Messi.
No chance.
Barca, I think they still play tiki-taka because Pep Guardiola got it from Cruyff and the Dutch teams that play that way, but I don't think they whooped Madrid as many times as they did.
No chance.
Yeah, I think that's where his value comes from.
Yeah,
he like took it to the next. He was the one. Like soccer's an 11-man sport, and this is why like Pele, Maradona, CR7, R9, Zidane, those men stand out because soccer's 11 man. You have to count on 10 other people.
Yeah,
but these guys are so good that you're like, yo, if we just have this guy, we can win anytime. Like you never seen that. It's generational. It's like damn.
That's insane.
And it's just lucky that Ronaldo and Messi are at the same time. It's like, bro, as long as we have this guy on our team, the rest of us can be bums, and we got a chance. That's what's crazy. Like that's why Maradona gets a lot of respect as a GOAT because he said he dragged Argentina to. He did, but at the same time, it's not like he didn't have players on his team, but like he was just so much better than everybody else. Whereas Messi is a lot better than everybody else, but like you still have like a Di Maria, you had a Aguero, you had different guys. So, but yeah, Messi, GOAT, Pele, most influential. Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
No, I say Messi, boat, Pele, GOAT. Like Messi's the best of all time. Pele's the greatest of all time. I understand. You know what I mean by that?
That is okay. Messi's the best player to ever play.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Maradona is the greatest in terms like influence and like his game, like what his game meant.
Maradona or Pele?
Pele. What his game meant to soccer, like how he played, what it meant to soccer. Like without him in the World Cups, like no one was. It was like 8 teams in the. How many teams were in the first World Cup?
Nah, man.
It was like 12 or something.
I asked
like
this
that,
guy.
right?
Italy won 2 in that time.
Yeah, like, Uruguay won the first 2. No, yeah, they won in 1930 and then 1934. I was like, damn, all right, like does that even count? Like no offense, but like damn, bro. Like, and then just like this clutch performances, like Ronaldo's clutch, and everybody says Messi's not clutch, but like, yo, scoring doesn't, just because you don't score doesn't mean you're not clutch.
True. If
people gravitate towards, and that's why I can't have the argument with people that don't understand football. If Messi gets the ball, he's getting double, triple team. If he can find the open man and that guy scores, what's the difference?
Yeah.
There's no difference.
True.
Ronaldo's just closer to the goal. So like he's the end product. That's why people are like, yo, I was like, yo, Ronaldo and Messi can definitely play on the same team.
Yeah.
100%. If Ronaldo at Real Madrid and Messi at Barca, 100%, they're just penalty shots and free kicks they're gonna have to fight for. That's the only thing.
Ronaldo shouldn't be fighting for free kicks. There's never been
But he's better at Messi than in penalties, so he'll take the penalties. But like those two can definitely play together. So everybody's like, no, they can't be. They want to be
scoring more goals. Ronaldo.
Or Ronaldo, because Messi doesn't mind assisting.
He doesn't mind assist, and Messi's like a playmaker, more of a playmaker than a goal scorer. But he has better. He has a better goal scoring record than like in per game.
Is Ronaldo getting upset with Messi when he doesn't get a pass? Or does he do one of these when he like doesn't?
No, I think Ronaldo respects Messi.
Yeah, enough. I think so.
They both know the quality of each other.
So wait, so Pele's the best. So what were your top 5 Brazilian players ever?
Top 5 Brazilians ever?
I seen this on a TikTok. That's how I want to see his.
You
can go by influence, skill, talent, whatever.
In order?
It doesn't. Yeah. In order.
In order.
Actually, no. First, just name, and then I want to see.
Order them.
Yeah, then order them.
Pele,
Yeah.
Garincha.
Garincha. Wow, I forgot about it.
R9.
Jairzinho?
No.
Neymar?
Yes, I'm putting Neymar in my top 5. And
I respect that, bro.
Neymar is my personal goal. Like he's my favorite ever.
People put no respect on his name, bro. But anyways,
Thank
continue.
you. I needed this.
Continue.
And I might say
Dino? Socrates?
Socrates. Yeah.
Romario, no?
Ooh.
Neymar, sorry.
No, I'm not taking out Neymar. Romario. Romario won a World Cup.
How about Carlos Alberto? Can't even talk.
There's too many to name.
Cafu,
There's too many to name.
Roberto Carlos.
There's too many to name, but
Dani Alves.
I'll say Pele, Garincha.
Those are number 2.
Yeah.
Those are top 2, no?
Those are the top 2.
Okay, top 2. So
Pele,
third.
Pele, Garincha. R9 is third. Romario and then Neymar. Yeah.
You're putting him in the top.
No, you gotta respect it. 94 World Cup he won.
That's
Damn.
fair.
I would say the same. Actually, I don't know. I don't know Grinch because you're Brazilian, so that's different. But I would have said Pele, R9, Romario, Neymar.
Ronaldinho?
Nah.
Socrates.
Nah.
Defender in there?
I was gonna put a defender. I was gonna say either Cafu or Rivaldo.
Yeah.
Rivaldo's good too.
Rivaldo was cooking.
Yeah, he was golden.
Yeah, that time 2002 World Cup. Obviously R9 took over, but like them times he was in his prime too.
Yeah.
But
He's a Ballon d'Or.
You won a Ballon d'Or 2001 with Barca, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 02 he scored every round of the knockout stage except the final.
Yeah.
So no, he was golden.
Yeah.
But Garincha invented the number 7 position.
See, I didn't know all this. Yo, wow, this is new to me, yo.
Watch new
all
stuff from Jay.
the little Brazilian stuff. Yo, but Neymar, it's tough, bro, because Neymar be scoring, bro. And I see Neymar. It's just unfortunate. Like when he was younger, there was so much pressure on him, and he was still like a baby.
Yo, I mean,
like crying baby, like a crybaby when he was younger. It sucked.
I always say this because like a Brazilian, like a classic Brazilian's prime is like 3 years. No, like you look at Ronaldinho. Neymar's been at the top for 12 years now.
Facts.
12 years.
And if he didn't get injured too much, he would have been.
And like people gotta respect that at the least.
Bro.
And he's about to be Brazil's all-time top scorer.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm.
The best soccer nation of all time.
Bro.
But is the Olympics and Copa America enough?
For I've seen you guys that decade thing, right? From 2012 to 2022. Nah, Brazil's definitely top.
I was fighting for my life.
Brazil's definitely top 5. I don't think it's.
I don't think so, man.
I don't think it's because of the trophies. I think it's because
it's also the players producing too.
Producing and the consistency.
Yeah.
It
They've
matters.
always been
That
top.
matters. They always make the World Cup. They always kill in qualification. They always like are competing for their like Copa America or competing for a World Cup.
Yeah.
Other than 2006, but that shit was terrible. Zidane cooked you guys.
Zidane always cooks.
Always cooks them. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about conspiracy. I don't want to talk about conspiracies. I'll go into that. I'll go into that.
But Sorella is wrong about Italy being top 5, bro. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no chance.
I'm sorry. Italy. Actually, you know what's crazy? If Italy's top 5, then Portugal's got to be in there too.
The Euro.
With the Euro and the Nations League. If you count the Nations League,
Portugal has a shout.
Portugal has more of a shot than Italy.
I didn't see any claim for Italy. Like they missed 2 World Cups
Yeah.
in a decade.
So like when you said that, I'm like, yo, if you're saying that, then Portugal definitely has a shot because they won the Euro and then the Nations League.
Yeah.
You guys counting the Nations League?
Yeah.
You could, yeah.
Just
to give them a little more
I'll say like an
Yeah.
underrated one would be Croatia. Like they made a final and 2 semifinals.
But they don't have any trophies.
I know they don't have any
Yeah.
trophies, but they came so
So
close.
you just say
so
top
many
5,
times.
Spain
Yeah,
bodied.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain's been the best.
Spain,
France,
Argentina,
Germany, Argentina, and I guess Brazil would be the.
and Brazil Brazil fighting with a couple teams, bro. Brazil
It
can
is
fight
what
with
it is.
Portugal. Like, yes, I understand though, but like they've
It
been
is
the
what it
most
is.
consistent. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
Like there was a time where like obviously Spain got cooked in 2014 World Cup, and they haven't been the same since. But like they're 2008 to 2014,
Unreal.
That's insane.
Probably one of the best Spain.
Yeah,
well,
like,
teams in general of all
They
time.
won
National team,
every
yeah.
major title. It's like, all right, you got to give them their credit.
No, arrow wise, it's the best.
Yeah.
No, we had another debate. The best team of the century. So since 2000, who do you
Like-
think it is?
Country?
Yeah, country. I put a poll out before the World Cup final, and
Spain.
so I was like,
it has to be Spain.
so I was like, you can't pick France yet because a lot of people like went for France.
Okay.
right?
But France didn't do anything. France won the Euro 2000 and then won the
And then they won a World Cup.
World Cup
Final.
2006.
So, yeah,
Then
final.
won 2018.
Yeah, so like,
Italy won 06.
No, they made final.
No, they were
also.
final
Yeah,
06,
final
and then
06,
they
yeah.
won 2018.
They
But
got
like,
a lot of nations.
but like I
They
went
got
on a whole
Nations
thing why like it's actually
Nations League. They won
Brazil.
Nations League?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I went on a whole thing why it's actually Brazil. But like,
Brazil won the 2002.
2.
yeah,
Something about
But
the
that was the
Olympics.
most rigged World Cup of all time.
Yeah.
So
Okay, we'll give them 2002 and then 2000.
3 Copa Americas in the century.
How many Olympics?
2 Olympics.
2 Olympics.
Olympics don't mean nothing.
Most finals, most Final Fours, most Ballon d'Or winners out of the main nations.
That's
Now we're reaching a little bit.
teams.
That's so funny. This guy has this whole thing. He's like, yo, I had to.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, and his notes.
I had to though. 'cause
That's crazy.
I was getting
so
blasted.
wait, you wouldn't say Germany? Germany went to the final 2002.
And they have a World
Yeah.
Cup.
They won the World
No
Cup.
Euro.
Oh,
Not
wait.
enough trophies.
They won. No.
What about Italy?
They went to the semifinals in the semifinals in 2006.
No, because at the end of the day,
went to the final in the Euro against no. They went to the final in the Euro 2008 against Spain.
In 2008.
Yeah, Fernando Torres scored the game-winning goal.
Yeah, it was
2000
Germany.
2008, and then 2010 they won.
yeah,
No, 2010,
2014.
2014 they won.
Yeah.
2010 Spain won. Okay. Nah, they're decent.
Yeah, they're always
Germany
they
has a
always
shout.
make it far.
Except
low
for
key.
Besides
low-key.
recently,
yeah,
Low-key,
Germany
low-key.
has a shout. They don't have no Nations League or anything. But Copa America, that's because like Venezuela and them mans were not good back then, bro. Come on, we're not doing that.
You gotta allow it. Bro. You gotta allow it.
Bro, let's say if Argentina or Brazil or Uruguay or maybe and Chile weren't winning,
Chile.
it was like dog. Then Colombia will sneak in here and
That's
there.
bare teams though.
it's 4.
That's 4 teams.
But I'm
Europe is
comparing-
like 10.
I'm comparing it to the
10 teams have won the Euro
No, I'm
since.
saying like
but
10 strong
I will
teams.
not lie. Now the South American qualifications is a lot tougher than Europe. To qualify for the World Cup, it's a
Yeah.
lot
Oh, to
tougher.
qualify for the World Cup,
It's
yeah.
a lot tougher.
Yo,
Yeah,
going to Bolivia is no joke.
Yeah, when Mbappe was saying like, "Yo, these guys are playing," I'm like, "Fam, you've never played in Bolivia in these places, bro.
Yeah.
These,
At
Ecuador,
altitude.
Yo, you can't breathe, bro. France, he playing against Andorra, fucking Gibraltar. It's like, bro, like that's why I get mad at Ronaldo fans because they're like, "Yo, Ronaldo." I'm like, "Yo, Ronaldo has played against Macedonia how many times?"
He has
bro?
like, I think he has like 13 goals against
or
Luxembourg.
Liechtenstein, Luxembourg. I'm like,
Yeah.
fam, yo, be real, yo. It's like, come on, because there's so many teams. Your group is automatically gonna be.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
it's
be
a
as
good group.
competitive, but
Yeah.
in South America, every man's playing each other. It's like,
Trust.
and the tackles are flying. They're like, yo,
Death match every time.
bro, home field means a lot. Like, yo, you gotta win your home games or else you're out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Facts.
But yeah,
No.
Brazil has a nice show though.
No, I mean we could go on forever
Yeah.
too, like for real. But one more question though, like what's next for you?
I can't say right now because it hasn't been announced, but when
Fair.
it does get announced, you guys will be obviously the first to know. I'm not going back to St. Louis, by the way. So
Okay.
people already probably saw that if you follow me on Instagram. It was a great time. Don't get me wrong. It was just I would say the football per se didn't suit my. Because you get to a certain age and like you can't really change a player anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
They got you playing right back again. No, I'm kidding.
Nah, I've been ingrained to play a certain type of way, and it's not like I can't play other ways, but it was such a left field for me.
Yeah.
Completely
When I went
different.
there, it was completely different. So I was like, okay, I'm trying to do what I do best within the system. We ended up going to the finals, lost to Columbus Crew in MLS Next Pro, but yeah, it was a great experience. Brand new, they're going to MLS this year, so you guys should keep a watch for them. They're in the Western Conference, so that's a different. So their playing style compared to how the Western Conference teams usually play, like the more finesse. I want to see how that goes because St. Louis is gritty. So I want to see how that goes. Either they can get popped off the field, or these other teams are gonna hate them.
They're like an Atletico Madrid kind of
yeah,
side.
it's like a disruptive team. Yeah,
Ooh.
so it's gonna be cool.
Who's
But
their like star player right now? Then
Berkey, no?
the best player,
Like,
if you're going position for position,
like they don't have a star player. Like
nah, they don't believe in St. Louis. That's the one thing about them. They don't believe like having stars.
they need like they just want their
Strong.
They want
team.
good players, yeah,
Yeah.
but like
They don't
like
need a guy
Berkey, you
retiring
could tell
soon.
Berkey played Champions
They
League.
need
And
a
all
guy
this.
retiring.
Yeah, they don't need like a V or Pirlo and those guys or Lampard. Nah, you don't need those guys.
Chiellini,
Yeah,
It's
you
also
don't
a smaller market too.
It's a small market. It's hard for you to attract those guys to come play in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, MLS, maybe USL. We'll see. You guys find out yes or no.
Nice.
This was a fun time, bro. I could debate you all day.
Yeah.
Bro. Messi's the GOAT.
been like
This World Cup was not rigged. He deserves this. 7 goals, 4 assists. We're good. Let's go. Yeah, when Canada went out, I was Argentinian, bro. Fuck it. Because Ghana was out way before too. So
Yeah.
Ghana and Canada were out. I was like, damn it, Messi, let's go.
Oh yeah, we had another question. If like Canada like senior team called you or Ghana senior team, where would you go?
Wow.
No comment.
Wow. If you asked me this like 2 years ago, I would have said Ghana. But now it's like
Yeah,
it's
different
up in the air.
It's different now.
Because now I have a lot. Because now the dynamic of the Canadian team changed. So it's like I have a lot of friends I grew up playing with on the national team. So
Yeah.
it feel at home to me. I still have to say Ghana, bro. I still have to say Ghana because I play the same position as Alfonso. I'm not gonna play. At least I know if I go to Ghana, I have a chance.
Fair enough.
He's best left back in the world. I'm
Just
not
time to
gonna
play
play
left
over the
wing.
best left back in the
Left
world.
wing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play over the best left
Go
back
play
in the world.
striker.
Yeah, at least Ghana, I know that like it's not Alfonso that I have to go
Yeah,
against.
fair.
And then you have
Fair.
Sam too, so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Nah, I'll go to Ghana, bro. I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's
That's fair,
heritage.
that's fair.
Yeah, and it's and like my dad would be proud. Yeah,
good.
you got it.
Okay, but nah, like it's so dope for you to come. We had a great chat. Like I said, we could go on forever. Appreciate you coming. We got to get you back in soon.
Yeah,
for
bro.
sure.
Let me know.
We need some
here.
on-field content with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm down, bro.
That's
I'm
sick. Really good.
I'm probably gonna leave. I go to New York this weekend, but I'm probably gonna go to where I need to go because I can't obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna leave like the 21st January.
Cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we'll talk.
every year's want to know. But I'm 15 minutes away, fam. So
Yeah.
Shit.
you can do whatever.
Maybe a
man.
crossbar challenge.
Yeah, you can do whatever, bro. I train. So I train at Vaughn Sportsplex every day. Like there's a gym behind there, the speed training with Ricardo Buccarelli, and
I've heard that.
I go in like probably around noon, and there's free fields and everything. So I use the field by myself. So if you guys ever want to come shoot content, whatever, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Yeah, shoot me a text and we can do whatever. Like I bring my ball, like there's an open field. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Proper. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely make it happen. We'll get you back in here too. And appreciate you coming,
Rick
bro.
Sorella too, bro. Fuck.
Yeah. We'll get another scrapping.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
why I'm wearing a shirt. Neighborhood, you already know, man. That's what
Yeah, is
100%.
there anything you want to say to the camera and right in front of you?
I know this is the Footy Culture podcast, but y'all should holla at my podcast, FTF Top Bin Talks, at Top Bin Talks, hosted by yours truly and hosted by Adam Jones. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this conversation.
We did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Fun.
to be here, bro. This was hilarious.
Yeah, check out the Podski. Like, comment, subscribe, and we the culture.
Culture.
See you.
Big shot.
Yeah, bro.
I think that was our longest podcast of all time.
Nah, it's funny.